That ain't my darn theme music.
Well, you see it. We are here. That's right. The man, the myth, the legend, Shea Dixon of the Bengal Tiger of On 3, the guru, the LSU insider of insiders, the recruiting master himself is here. Shea, thank you. So this is a long time coming, man. We have been working behind the scenes to get this done for a while. But let me start off by saying thank you, first and foremost, for one, all of your support. It's been absolutely fantastic and phenomenal. It's been unbelievable. And two, all your sacrifice and your hard work, man. I've been following you and all that you do on the recruiting trail, but just being a fan. I'm a non-active member on the message board, but I've been a subscriber to On 3 for many years. So thank you for all that you do. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you and your time, the expertise and professionalism you carry yourself. You are literally the benchmark for this business. So thank you for setting that precedent for us all and sharing the information that you give with us, man. So how are you feeling on this beautiful Wednesday evening?
Now, Kyle, with the checks in the mail, AP, that was very kind of you. I received that. I appreciate it. Obviously, I don't think all of that's true, but some of it may be.
Man.
But no, I'm happy to be here. Happy to see the platform you've grown, man. Obviously, you and I have been talking about cutting up and getting on here for a minute. Lane never slows down, so we decided eventually might as well just do it because there ain't a moment's notice something pops off. So probably something going to happen, but at least it's 8 o'clock at night. Maybe he's in bed getting up early for yoga by now.
I mean,
but yeah, thank you for having me and the kind words, my man.
No, man, thank you for being here. It's more than welcome. So Shea, I've always wanted to ask you this question. What got you into recruiting specifically? Like, how did you find yourself into this niche and then continue to stick with it all this time?
Yeah, it's a funny backstory. So I went to high school at Hattiesburg High in South Mississippi, 5A. I think for us even, I mean, we played in the state title in basketball, deep in football. Our quarterback, Martin Hankins, went to Southeastern to play for Hal Mummy back in the day. I remember one of our better receivers at the time, my age, Marquis McFarland, I believe he went to Alcorn State, still coaches in the state. A young receiver, Donovan Tate, was on the team. He's now at LSU working in personnel. But I thought those guys were gods, right? Like when you went to Southeastern out, like that was the thing. I can't even imagine kids who walk around high school with Bama, LSU, Georgia offers. That's wild to me because I came from a school that had athletes. But went to LSU, did journalism, and then part of my scholarship was that I had to write for the paper. And at the time, Tyler Batiste, shout out Tyler, was the editor of the sports section. And I think I was on, I don't know, I'm not trying to call out any lower level sports. I was on not football, anything else. And I was like, man, I'm trying to just go have fun. Then I found out that to stay on scholarship, you had to work at the Reveille's. So my roommate at the time, still one of my best friends today, they were all Rivals members. I didn't even know what recruiting was, but they're like, yo, tell them that you want to write about recruiting, then call the kids, then you just tell us what's happening, and then we don't have to pay for Rivals as 18-year-olds in college. So it's shit to Tyler, and he hooked me up, myself and David Hellman, actually, who Hellman went on to Cowboys stuff and Fox Sports, and now he's at The Ringer doing unbelievable stuff. He's boomed, but he got out of the recruiting game and somehow I got stuck in it. But many moons later, here we are. But yeah, it's been a fun ride. Definitely a lot different than it used to be. Kind of the era before me obviously talks about in the 90s calling a hotline to get information. And then, you had that initial wave of the 2000s through Tiger Rag or Scarborough, guys like that who were putting out information. And And then you had, I followed Shannon Terry around, the CEO of was Rivals, and then he bought it back. But,
Yep.
I started at Scout and then went to 24/7 and On 3. So I've kind of made my moves with him. And he's got the business figured out when you start all of those and sort of put them all together in the end. So I've been fortunate. I think why I've stuck with it is probably that. Been steady, and I enjoy it. My pops is from Norco, went to Destrehan. People know I'm a big Destrehan guy.
Yeah.
And then my parents went to LSU, so I already had that built in. And then I didn't ever leave South Louisiana. I just love the people. And then football-wise, I think it's as good as there is in the country.
Yeah.
It backs itself. I remember Barton Simmons, who's now the GM at Vandy with Clark Lee. He and Clark grew up together, but he had been the head scout really for Rivals and 24/7 for a long time before Clark got that job. And he had come down to see Tyron at Og. And then I think he bounced over to maybe to Carr for a practice. And he had texted me and was like, bro, they haven't even cut the grass in weeks. So I was like, no, we don't need all that. We're going to get it out the mud down here. No, you're too used to wherever you're coming from, graduating from Yale. But there's something about South Louisiana. I think anyone who's lived here long enough knows that. And I've loved it, love the people, and wouldn't take any fan base over LSU's, good or bad. So I'm 10 toes down, nowhere to go.
That's what I'm talking about, Shay. I mean, it's become so cliche since Lane's got here, but it literally is just different. There's no better way to describe South Louisiana, no better way to describe what LSU and how it can unify the state, especially when everybody's on the same page and it's winning. So let's kind of hop into it. Jalen Brewster shut things down today. What went on a little bit behind the scenes to really close that door between Texas Tech and LSU? Because I do want to say first and foremost, shout out to the staff for them to get together and within 4 months' time close a gap that kind of seemed a little insurmountable for a while there. So they definitely should get their flowers for that. And then number two, to get it to this point was really like a hats off to them.
No doubt. And look, you're not going to win every battle out there, but you've got some young kids right now on that D line, especially on the interior. You signed 3 top 10 D linemen, and then in the spring we see Deuce Gerald's, who it shouldn't come as a shock, I guess. I mean, if you leave Georgia as the all-time state sack leader for prep football, it's a pretty big deal considered the kids who have come out of there and turned into grown men playing big-time NFL ball. To be tops on that list is special. And AP, you know this. I mean, for probably 2 years, people have talked about Richard Anderson as being one of the best football players, regardless of position, that has come out of Louisiana, South Louisiana, however you want to put it.
My son played right next to him. I've watched this kid grow. He's ridiculous. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I take the floor because you were there for all of it. But I mean, it doesn't. Ask any opposing high school coach. Ask any coach who evaluated him. I mean, it's funny because you see him. He's a D tackle, so it's almost like he's like the least athletic looking guy that's going to be out there at any time. So if like he's got his shirt off or he's walking around in a t-shirt, you're kind of like him, like
Right.
And then he puts on the pads, and I'm telling you, as you know, you flashed the ring earlier. Them boys hadn't lost a game in 2 years since that state title. He was a big reason for that. But point being, you got those guys. You got Lamar Brown, who was the number 1 D lineman in the country. He's playing some D end. He can move around. You've got the portal. You've added some guys. So you feel like you've got good depth right now. Don McKinley. You've got guys for next year. You can add more through the portal. So when they got into the summer and didn't have any D tackle commits, and it's one position, I think that where there's the Walter Nolans of the world, right? And then there's a fall off. There's a Richard Andersons and Deuces, and then a fall off. And so unless you're getting one of those marquee guys, you're going for guys you feel like you can develop, or, maybe the portal, they help you right away. The Deuce Geralds and Richard Andersons are few and far between, and Brewster fits into that. So they said, hey, Brewster or bust. And look, maybe some guy has a big senior year and they offer or go back on him, something like that. But we felt like it was going to be Brewster or let's just keep it rocking. And as you said, kudos to them. They went from like not in it at all, really, to suddenly being the only team proving to be a real threat beyond Texas Tech. And has been committed to Tech since October of last year. Yeah, so a long time. So in that whole span, imagine how many teams want Jalen Brewster, and the only team that emerged as a real threat was LSU. Now, I think that when you hit a 2-month dead period, that things kind of calm down, and I bet for him, he probably centers himself again. And look, kudos to the Tech staff. They're going out and doing what they got to do to lock up the best player in the country, rankings-wise, certainly the best player they have committed right now by default because of it. And look, they've got money. We've seen it. They got themselves a new quarterback today out of the portal.
I know, right?
Castellanos. Yeah, they
like LSU is the only people doing this 5th-year thing. But we can say that for later on in the show.
yeah. But they've been on a run here in recruiting. So it's not like you lost to the Texas Tech of old, right? This is a formidable opponent. They already had his commitment. And I think if you're LSU, you're probably just happy it didn't drag out forever here. He's made the move to Buford now, so he's playing in Georgia. And you can kind of just say, hey, look, we really want to flip Easton Royal. That's the more realistic option anyhow, given he's from Louisiana. It's a different position, but all the same, it was because we feel so good about what we have at DT, these spots, then let's go see what we can do. And they did. And ultimately, at least right now, he came up short, and that's fine. I don't think anybody expected it to be a done deal or a lock, but it at least provided some summer excitement at a time when, into the dead period when we weren't sure if, hey, we have no football. We got to have something to be excited about.
You talk about
here comes
entertaining,
Brewster.
Right? You talk about entertaining the entire summer, man. It's funny. You and I talked about trying to link up during the dead period, and the dead period was not really that dead because
it wasn't dead. Yeah. Oh man, nightmare fuel there. Yeah, 2-month dead period, and they didn't even have the Bayou Splash in between. You usually have that one weekend that's open. The NCAA didn't do that this year, so we're still in it. I mean, if you're hosting
until
a week
Monday,
0,
right?
Yes, but if you host a week 0 game, I think you can have recruits on campus. Like if you're the host team, but yeah, until next week. So. The Clemson LSU game, which is 10 days away, tonight, will be the first time.
We got a countdown in the chat.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where is it? 9 days, 22 hours, and it's a few minutes less than 7 minutes now.
What time's that game? It's 6. So yeah, right. So that game will be rolling around this time, not this Saturday, but the following, and they will have Easton Royal, Ahmad Hudson, the 5 stars there, plenty of other kids coming in, and that will be the first visit weekend since the end of June when official visits ended. So not only do we get football back, but we get some recruiting back. So it all comes at once.
You brought up the golden name. You brought up the name that everybody in this chat I know is thinking, whether they typed it or not. I'm a Brother Martin alumnus. That is my alma mater. I'm going to plan on swinging by my school one time just to kind of drop a LSU hat on the floor in front of Easton in one of the hallways this season. What's the latest behind the scenes as Easton? I know you've publicly said you feel like LSU will end up getting the flip. What's giving you that confidence right now?
I think there's a combination of things. I think that one, he has been like, if you reversed it, this is how I sometimes like to think about it. Let's imagine that he's, committed to LSU right now, but he's visiting Texas all spring and he's visiting Florida and he's saying he's not sure when he's going to shut things down. And you're sitting here like, you're committed. What do you mean you don't know when you're going to shut things down? As an LSU fan, you'd be nervous. And if it was a Texas kid doing this or something of that nature, you'd be nervous, right? Like DeCorian Moore was committed to LSU, but he's making all these visits, and you're like, okay, is this going to last? And ultimately goes to Oregon. I think with Easton too, being a Brother Martin kid, you're going to have everyone in your ear, kind of not pressure-wise, but saying, hey, man, look at what LSU's doing. And look, this is Easton was a junior last year when he emerged as the #1 receiver in the country, at a time when LSU is firing their head coach, didn't put up more than 25 points in the game versus any FBS team, and they had 12 opportunities. I mean, outside of Southeastern, every team they played, they did not score more than 25 points. The Florida game, they needed defense to even get to 20.
Oh, my God.
That's not a kid like that is not going to see it and be like, oh, man, I am jonesing to be a part of that. Now, they make a change and you bring in Lane. And I think an important thing to remember, he committed to Texas like 2 days before Lane. Yeah.
It was the day before, November 30th. And then Lane was announced officially on December 1st, even though it's announced in the streets on November 30th, which was so wild to me.
Well, I will probably give Texas the benefit of the doubt and say well done, because they saw it coming and they said, let's get it locked up. And they've held on since, and they've countered a lot of LSU's moves. And these days you have a lot involved: high school NIL, college NIL, rev share, playing time, and so for that. Look, you can go on, but I think my point is that if LSU's putting up points, if LSU's playing well, if the offense looks good, suddenly the whole dynamic around LSU changes, and you can't avoid that if you're in New Orleans, if you're in the city, or if you're anywhere in Louisiana, South Louisiana. It's on the radio, it's on the TV, it's on the news, it's in the paper. Your friends at school are talking about it. All your buddies are going to LSU. You've got all these different things to where being, what is it, from Brother Martin to Tiger Stadium, an hour and 5 minutes.
It is drive. 1 hour, 7 minutes from campus to campus.
There, I knew you'd know that for fact. So, mom is like Coach O always says, who's the champion, meaning like who is the person in this kid's recruitment. He's a kid, he's 17 years old, that's going to help guide him through it. It's his mom. Being an hour away from mom, being able to, look, yes, of course, she could move to Austin if she wants, or she could stay in the city and, and be an hour away, and he play for the home team. And I just don't think it lined up well in the Kelly era. But if Kiffin and Charlie Weiss have things rolling and he's got a good relationship with George McDonald, then this is year one for them. So they're going to be here a little bit. That brings you some stability coaching-wise, which you're getting into. And they've been right there. I can tell you behind the scenes, NIL-wise, or Texas is doing, they're doing too. And that's going to keep LSU in the race even more. So throw it all together. I just feel like if LSU plays well enough this year and they're putting up points, and you've got that buzz around the program again, because that you haven't had since 2019, what year? Easton was in middle school when that was happening? Yeah, younger. Right. So he hasn't gotten hadn't gotten a taste of that, right? And if LSU can put themselves back into that playoff conversation mix, it changes things for me in how I view a kid like that might look at things. So, yeah, I don't know when, but I still think that by signing day that he signs with LSU.
That's funny, because in the chat just asked us, Easton announced before or after the Texas game. I'm kind of leaning with you. I think it's going to be after all that. My thing has always been, and I will live and die on this hill, just because, from people around the school I've talked to, the character of Easton, recruiting a committed Eastern Royal is a completely different ball game than recruiting an uncommitted Eastern Royal, just because of the character the young man has. If he gives his word to something, he wants to see it through. So just understand, like, he's fighting with this decision, and it's a legit fight because he's committed somewhere, and the fact that he has to make a decision on something lets you know that commitment's not all the way there. And I think even that is starting to take a play into things too. Just like he's realizing, I'm not really as committed as I thought I was. And as a 17-year-old kid, you got to come to terms with all the decisions that's going on around you. And at some point, it's just, I just want to kind of go to high school and play ball right now. Like let's let all this other stuff settle itself down. What do you think, Shea, could be something like a defining moment outside of the field that could really, push this into LSU's favor?
I think LSU continuing to handle things as they have. I mean, you've got a GM and Billy Glasscock who's going to handle that side of things. It is a business now. relative to being more than a student athlete, and that's all getting handled. Like there's no stone left unturned there. But I really do think that the hire of Lane, I mean, he's talked about it. Like I don't think a kid like Easton and BK gel or vibe quite right. And like they're from different parts of the universe, basically. I mean, let's be real. For a 60-something-year-old guy and a 17-year-old kid from the city. But Lane not only grew up around football, but when you think about it, Easton right now is committed to Sark. Lane and Sark are 1A, 1B right there. They've been running together from USC to Bama to Sark gets a head job, to Lane gets the Ole Miss job, and now it's LSU in Texas, and both viewed sort of in that light of knowing what they're doing on offense, knowing how to put up points. Look, Arch is going to be on his way out sooner than later there, so that's not going to be something that sticks forever. And Lane has already proven he'll go out and get the best quarterbacks there are. When we got a handful in the portal already. Literally. So, yeah, I think that if you're a receiver like that, you look at it and you say, okay, on the field I'll be handled. NIL-wise, they're handling things. I would point to the hire of Lane and kind of the rapport he has with kids, even privately. But then also, if it counts as off the field, just there's new energy around LSU. It's back to being like a confidence that doesn't seem the fans have had since 2019, and for good reason. I mean, they had a terrible year in the COVID year, the season after 2019, and you end up parting ways with Coach O, and the BK experiment doesn't go your way, and you don't ever win 10 games, and now you're firing him in October or whatever. And as you said, before Lane gets hired, that's when Easton committed. So since then, he's made tons of visits to LSU with his mom as well, and that's a big piece to it. I do. I think the excitement around LSU is something that it might not be tangible, right? That we can say like, okay, this is how much it impacts it, but it's one of those things that I don't think you can ignore when it comes to maybe the pull it has on a kid who's from down here and maybe grew up thinking about LSU, but when it came time for him to commit, one team doesn't even have a coach. The other team is playing quite well and has a coach known for offense in Sark. Well, now you've got Lane. If you go out there and play well, things are coming together for you.
Right. I think, that's really it. That off the field side, like you said, the excitement, the vibe, the energy that's surrounding everything is really what can push this thing forward into my eyes. And shout out to Den Jay in the chest as Pop recruiting Easton Royal. I think that all plays a factor in it too. When you see Pop, Easton, and Trey Martin going off to Oregon to the 7-on-7 competition out there, and they are absolutely playing together and then dominating. Those relationships mean a lot. And then most of the time when you see Easton in his off the field and when his on the field gear, he's wearing LSU gloves on his hands. Like you say all the time, watch what they do, not what they say. Like, it means something.
It doesn't very often fail. So, look, quotes from kids are great, but where's Easton going to be week 1 of the season? He's going to be at the Clemson game.
Exactly.
Like, he's already locked in the LSU-Texas game, which will be in November. So you'll have at least 2 of the home games he's at. Probably more. Brother Martin plays a good bit on Saturday, I feel like,
which
sometimes.
Is weird.
So,
but
yeah.
I don't think this year they are.
Okay. So, sometimes the Catholic League in the city, you got games on Saturday or kids have film, and then you don't make it over for the noon game or whatever it might be. But for him to already lock in those 2 games, I think is a big deal. Look, like you said, if he was committed and shut it down and had no visits scheduled, we wouldn't be holding this conversation like we are. Instead, we're talking about a kid who's openly saying, I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm like fully ready to shut it down. I'm making visits to LSU throughout the offseason. And right out of a 2-month dead period, the first place I'm going is LSU Clemson for the season opener. So red carpet it'll be rolled out for him.
Yeah, it's massive. It's massive. So 2028 is literally about to be upon us too. Who are some of the prospects that no one's really talking about for LSU that we need to keep an eye out as these guys are starting? Because it looks like We may not have a quarterback really because these quarterbacks are starting to roll off the board for 28. We're gonna find ourselves in like another Bryce Underwood type of situation.
Shit, I wish, right? Then you'd have the number one quarterback committed, and maybe this time somebody rich wouldn't come in and buy their old lady a quarterback. They got caught there in an unfortunate situation.
Right, but that's what I'm
Um,
saying. Like with Pop, so you got Sam who's got 2 years, you got Hassan on the roster, you got Pop coming in. Are we looking at ourselves like we have our guys now and maybe another quarterback in this 28 class is looking at the depth that we have, saying, yeah, that room's a little loaded. I'll wait or go somewhere else.
I think that with Lane, look, I mean, if you're looking at FAU to Ole Miss, maybe one kid ended up starting that actually signed there out of high school. So
Mhm.
simply him keeping Pop Houston committed from the Brian Kelly era into the new era and not at the last second trying to pivot to somebody else or parting ways with him or whatever. In fact, Pop's first offer was from Ole Miss, was
Yes.
from Lane and Charlie Weiss. So uh, Dane Stevens, the quarterback's coach as well. Those guys have known him forever, and I think that speaks to they have faith in what the prior staff had faith in, Joe Sloan and them. That look, he's not just a good evangel quarterback. This is a kid that's a really good top 10 quarterback for a reason. Yeah, he throws it 80 times a game right now, but when he gets to college, you reel that in a bit. But he's done nothing but win, and he's continued to get better. So I think you're in a position where you wiped the slate clean at quarterback. You took three guys from the portal, as you mentioned, even Levitt. All of them have more than 1 year of eligibility
Right.
remaining. Then you have Pop coming in after he's done at Evangel this year. So I think for me right now, quarterbacks they drop early. They brought a bunch of these 2028s who are going to be juniors in for summer camp, watched them throw, made offers. Like Jaden Wade, for instance, is the number one quarterback in the class. He's committed to Kirby in Georgia. Like Lane had been trying to flip him all spring, but I think in reality is it's maybe LSU saying, because this is what two kids have said that have already committed have said. In fact, one of them that had committed to Clemson had said, Dabo does it this way. He only offered two kids. Which one of y'all wants in? We're taking one. So I'm in. So the kid got in. But it said at the same time, LSU wasn't quite ready. He didn't feel like to take their quarterback. And I think that's
Mm.
fair because if you've got three guys on the roster who all still have eligibility beyond this year, and you've got a quarterback from high school coming in that you really like, are you in a rush? I mean,
No.
these kids haven't even played their junior year yet. So
Right.
watch them as juniors, see who emerges, and then you've got the portal again, and then you can still kind of figure things out in between. So for a coach like Lane who relies so heavily on the portal, I think just keeping Pop Houston speaks to how much they think of
Yes.
him. And then we'll see kind of how they move forward with high school quarterback recruiting as opposed to just every year, who do we go out and get that makes this team better right this second? And that's a conversation for the future. We'll see. But we know for now it's Levitt, and they haven't moved on any other quarterback but Pop in this class. And as we've noted, as dominoes start to fall for 2028, LSU's kind of in a wait and see mode to just say, hey, look, we've got the luxury of sitting back and kind of figuring out who we like.
Yeah, I think that Lane being at LSU is going to flip how, not really necessarily flip, but really change the perception of what people think of him as a recruiter. Lane is a damn good recruiter. I know everybody views him as the portal king. That's one aspect of it. He's very good at talent evaluation and bringing in the guys that he needs. So I truly appreciate his eye for scouting. And I know I asked you, and I want to get back to that. Like, what are some players' names that we should be on the lookout for that a lot of people in the 28 class really aren't talking about?
Well, we can keep it here in Louisiana. Number two, and like number one player in the state right now. It's early. These guys are going into
Right.
junior years. We talk about quarterbacks. Half these quarterbacks don't even start till they're juniors. So you'll see a lot of names emerge. But Shamar Evans up at Ruston, he came from Mississippi, transferred in. The rich get richer at Ruston on defense there, let alone who they have on offense.
Always.
But he plays middle backer, 6'2", 205. He's got his LSU offer. They sent up all the coaches to see him and that whole crew of guys. You've got Anding committed on defense already. You've got Ahmad Hudson committed on offense, number 1 tight end in the country. Their running back, Dalen Powell, is the number 3 player in the state right now. 6 foot 190. He's got LSU, Auburn, Ole Miss, you name it in the SEC. He's got those offers. So there's no doubt that Ruston is going to not only be good at football again, but they've got a hell of a lot of talent beyond these seniors that are committed to LSU. One that you kind of sneak right in the middle of those guys, Caden Lanceland coming out of Westgate. I think the very first comment I saw over the chat was, "Why does Westgate hate LSU?" Maybe this is your chance. He'll be a junior at Westgate, kid coming out of New Iberia, but he's got some SEC offers. Georgia came through recently and offered him, so that was a big one for him. But he told Spiegelman at Rivals, I think it was this week, maybe this past week, that LSU was kind of the team to beat here. They've been heavy on him early. Like I said, these guys are juniors, so the rankings are going to shuffle. But if you're already the number 2 player in Louisiana, you're pretty good. I'd watch out for him. He'll obviously be a guy Westgate leans on pretty heavily this year. And yeah, can they buck the trend? It's been a handful of guys out of Westgate. Went to Bama, went to Texas, Derek Williams, but maybe Caden Lanceland's the guy who steers things back towards LSU in that regard. So let me see another kid actually out of Westgate in the top 5 of the state rankings, Chance Archangel. He's committed to A&M. For him over the summer, plays edge, 6'3", 230. But he said that LSU's really turned up the heat here recently. And then, look, you've got Noble Williams over at Ash, Cameron Grigsby at U High. He's a corner. Corey Raymond loves him.
This 28 class is sounding just as deep as the 26 Louisiana class.
Yeah, it's not as top heavy probably, but it's deep.
But it's deep.
Guys. Yeah, it's deep. You've got a number of positions here. I mean, like the number 4 player in the state right now, Jaden Keelan, coming out of River Ridge, playing at Curtis. Little bit. I mean, he's probably pushing 5'10", 190. But a safety, ranked as a top 25 safety, ranked top 250 nationally. Got a bunch of SEC offers already. So stop me if you've heard this before. There's good players at Ruston, Westgate, John Curtis, Ash. You could.
Breaking news.
Yeah, U High. Yeah. We could just do this all day. So, but look, I mean, you even get down into it. St. Paul's, De La Salle, Holy Cross. I mean, there's a number of kids, from the North Shore into the city that are picking up offers from big schools. So we're kind of knocking on the door here of guys who.
And this is why you need to get to John F. Kennedy, because we have a couple of receivers in this 20.
Hey, there we go. Put us on it.
That need to get your eyes on. I'm trying to tell you, they are the buzz of Instagram. They call this receiving group the Toys.
Oh,
I'm trying to tell you, Shea, these guys are special.
We'll keep that between us and the chat, and then we'll work it from there.
Yeah. So let's get to some of these questions in the chat, because I know you're going to have to go here soon. They got a lot of fire questions in this chat. Chance Babin says, "Ask Shea, how surprised were you when you found out Matty B was going to Rutgers?
Great question. How is he?" Yeah, so Matthew Barini worked with me at 24/7 and then at On 3, and I was floored. So he called me one day and was like, "Yo, I need to tell you something, but I need to come over." And I'm like,
all right.
He's not going to jail. He ain't Mr. Steal Your Girl. There wasn't nothing you need to talk to me about in person. Why is he? And I'm racking my brain. I'm like, well, he wouldn't leave to go to another website, or I don't get it. And then he hit me with Gary Reedus had gotten the job at Rutgers, and he'd said that he had asked him to be his GM for the women's basketball team. I was floored, but beyond excited for him. I mean, Matty B, for those that don't know, is he was at every women's practice, let alone game, and diehard men, diehard Spurs fan, college fan, did podcasts on the side for that. And it kind of worked out for him. His only sibling, his sister, is married to the Rutgers assistant baseball coach.
Whoa.
And they're from San Antonio, so somehow they've found themselves up in Piscataway, and he's loving it. We checked, me and Billy Embody, another old school name, he and
Billy's a
Matthew and myself bump our old group chat from time to time, and I discovered that Matty B had sent some practice film of what the girls were playing, and I guess he was out there, some other guys, maybe some college students were playing the girls at Rutgers, and like Matty B's got some handles and all that, and he'd sent it to someone who sent it to me, and it was tight until he missed the shot, right? So then I was like, hey, I found this footage of you. Like, what's up at the end of the shot? This man went into the film room and cut up all these like swaggy P, girls picking him up at half court, juking him, dropping it, turning around, walking off with the ball in the air, swish. He was offended when I hit him with that miss. So I think he's loving it. And it's not snowing right now. So we'll see how much he's really loving it come December. But yeah, shout out Matty B, shout out Reedus. If you're looking for another women's basketball team to root for that's not LSU, Rutgers would be an easy choice because they've got a handful of LSU folks, and then even an On3 guy up there making things work. So come on, Matty B, get some dubs. I looked at their schedule though. I said, God bless you. Y'all play everybody.
So, keep an eye out for him, and then definitely say a prayer for him too. Says, ask Shea, did the current D-line depth ultimately hurt LSU with Jalen? I think you kind of touched on that, but you can elaborate a little bit more on it. I don't want to say it hurt, but
yeah, this is a good question. That I actually think that is the reason, or I was told, I was like, why did this surge kind of happen in June almost? Like, where was this before? And they said a big hurdle through the spring was that Deuce Geralds and Richard Anderson are out there repping first team and getting all this talk. And he's like, well, okay, what does that mean for me then when I come in? But I think they got over that hurdle. And look, ultimately these days, promises are promises, but you could come in and get two portal guys when you think it's your time to shine. All of a sudden it's not.
Or two NFL guys.
Yeah, or two guys get waived from an NFL team, and all of a sudden they're ahead of you a week before the school starts or a week before the first game. But I do think that was an initial hurdle. I'm not sure it was a deciding one in any way, but I don't think Tech has a Deuce Geralds and Richard Anderson on their team, so I'm not going to say it didn't play any effect. But yeah,
I think that's what's going to hurt more than anything. But he's going to find that out when he gets.
Yeah, you want to know how good Deuce and Richard are? They have no commits on the D
exactly.
Cycle. Everybody said,
"Y'all got it." Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all don't need anybody. Franco Nation says, ask Shea, welcome to the family. And do you ever sleep? That is a legitimate question.
Not well. That's when I turn into Shane, as the on-three board says, and I'm up talking to people at 2 a.m. instead of normal business hours. But that's what's good about football season. High school and college, it puts me on a routine set schedule, and then I'm pretty good about it. So, in fact, I would probably say, the season is when I sleep the most because we have a routine. When you get into a dead period that's not a dead period and Lane Kiffin's the head coach, there ain't no sleeping. There's always something. So
that's crazy. P. Lee with a fire question. He asked, Shea, what caused more superior margs? The G got taken out there. The 5 for 5 or the Yeldon screen pass?
5 for 5. I wasn't even tripping over the Yeldon screen pass. I saw that one coming a million miles away, and we were already in the middle of that whole era of getting beat down nonstop. That game just felt close because it would OT or at the end that happened. 5 for 5, definitely. I won't let that one down. I would like to say that, it did work out for LSU. The 2 guys who chose LSU were top 10 picks. The 3 who didn't get drafted. But hey, look, at the time, I made my prediction. I stood on it. I was wrong, but I'll say this too. One thing we learned out of that, April Justin, shout out to wherever you're at right now.
Yes.
Happy early birthday, happy belated Mother's Day, all that. The realest Mama Dukes has ever lived because she stood on 2 ESPN stages for 2 of her sons to choose Bama in Florida, and Landon Collins and Gerald Willis, and both times.
Bet.
Yeah, well, I was standing there at the Trop down in Florida for 5 for 5 was Gerald's year, and April, his mother, and Landon's mom is standing there, and it dawns on me quickly that like these guys are the same producers at the Under Armour All American game that must have done Landon's, because she goes to go on stage with Gerald on the set, and the guy, he's like, got his mic on there, and he's like, "Hey, nothing wild, right?" And she was just like brushed him off. I was like, "Yes, here we go." And I think Dari Nokwa may have been like, "Mom, any comment this time around?" And she just hit him with the, you know what it is. It's always LSU, but yeah, 5 for 5. 5 for 5 stood the test of time. I think that any OG recruiting fan knows exactly what that means.
Yes, I remember exactly where I was watching that game, having read your 5 for 5 prediction, and then seeing. I think we missed. Leonard went last, right? Didn't Leonard go last?
Leonard was and remember there was all the buzz around Texas. I know Saban's going to go to Texas, and then well, if Saban's going to Texas, did he tell Tony Brown, because Tony's got his sister Beloved here running track? Now he's going to Bama. And then obviously Speedy went to A&M. But God, yeah, I think Leonard must have been last, which means Jamal was probably second or third.
Yeah, Jamal was second. I remember that because we missed the first one. I was like, damn it. All right. We still got 4. We go 4 for 4. And then we hit Jamal. And I was like, all right, we back. And then we missed on the other two. And I was like, oh, damn. If Leonard goes to Alabama, Baton Rouge, or Texas, Baton Rouge is going to burn. This is not going to be good.
Leonard saved the day.
Did he? He saved the day. He saved the whole era of LSU football. Chance says, Akshay, do you think all this crazy news LSU gets with the Lane derangement syndrome actually helps in recruiting?
I don't think it hurts. I think kids find this stuff far more entertaining than we do, maybe sometimes, certainly covering it, or even being an adult and watching it play out and being like, is this a sport I love, and all of that. I think the kids see it and are kind of like, hey, it's a lot like Lane on Twitter. Like, might not be for everyone, but I promise you the 15 to 18-year-old crowd soaks it up. So, if your head coach is out there standing on business, then I'm telling you, these kids eat it up. As much as we all have all of our opinions on it, the kids lean towards liking it. And look, at the end of the day, Lane is pretty upfront about it. I will do anything to make my team better. If that means pushing the limits, that's what I'm going to do. And we got to go to court. We're going to court then. That's just what we're going to do.
I love the fact that he's such a player's coach, and he doesn't shy away from it at all.
No. Oh, and then he's going to you're dunking the basketball on the sidelines on the goal. You're, one of his knocks as a kid is on an O lineman's shoulder, spraying the fire extinguisher everywhere. Like, it's a party at all times. Like, that might be corny to people, but we're not. Lane doesn't want us to suit up. Yeah, Lane ain't looking for us to suit up. The kids love that. So, I think you'll see an energy on the sidelines that's been lacking in recent years.
It looks like the last few years we were kind of watching, like the sidelines were watching a funeral procession take place. It was not buzzing at all. Franco Nation, shout out to you, my guy. He says, Akshay, do you believe Coach O gave Kiffin the idea of going get Easton because he reminds him and me Easton plays similar to Jamar? I don't think Kiffin needed any inspiration from Coach O for that one.
When you're the number one player in the country at receiver, and you're an hour and 7 minutes, you said it was down the road.
Yeah, 1 hour and 7 minutes from campus.
You don't need much. But I will say this: look, shout out to Lane for this, because when he got here, one thing Ole Miss people said was like, "Good luck. He won't recruit. He can't recruit high school kids. He doesn't want to." All right, Coach O, take the wheel. I know someone who loves recruiting high school kids. Get in here, help out with the defense if you want, but help recruit in that first recruiting weekend. I don't even think we saw Lane in a video. It's just Coach O doing everything.
Right.
He's in the 3-point stance with Brewster. He's locking up commits. And so, look, if you've got, I think that's one thing Lane has made evident, that if there's a deficiency that he may view in what he has time for or how he prioritizes things, he'll go out and get somebody who can do it. And there's nobody better than Coach O in the modern era. I mean, he's up there with Frank and those guys. Louisiana-wise, and SEC is one of the best recruiters of the past couple decades.
No, absolutely. This is a good question here. Anthony asked Shea, better quarterback to fit Easton Royal. Would it be a Dia Bell or a Pop Houston?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll just go Pop because they're the same age. That would just mean that they have a better chance of playing together for longer. Dia's a really good quarterback.
He's really good.
We'll see if he is the heir apparent to Arch. But, yeah, coming out of Heritage, he's a guy LSU wanted. He'd come to camp and visits and all that, but ultimately pops for Texas. But looking, the guy you bring up next, Longstreet, I mean, like, does Easton and Levitt play together? And, well, only if Easton comes here and Levitt stays another year. If not, it may well be Longstreet. And Longstreet is a kid who was the number 2 quarterback in the country coming out of high school a year ago. I mean, he only spent 1 year at USC. And AP, think about how times have changed. When LSU was hiring Brian Kelly, Lincoln Riley was a name everyone was talking about. And you just had a kid from California sign with USC, be in the exact same situation relative to being the backup, and playing for Lincoln Riley and saying, I'm leaving to go to LSU to play for Lane Kiffin. Like,
to be the backup.
To be the backup. So, like, he left home, left USC, left Lincoln. It was viewed
as a quarterback whisperer, too.
I mean, it wasn't long ago that OU was churning out Heisman winners, and he was at the forefront of that. So, yeah, I think it just goes to show the pull that Lane has, let alone the 3 letters in the chest. So, yeah, look, he can play with Longstreet and play with Pop. So, but I'll go with Pop. Just they're the same age. That gives him a better chance to play longer, more opportunities with Pop.
No, this next question I know the answer to. I know, but please let people see it. Say it for yourself. Franco Nation says, "Ask Shea, are you an LSU fan? Because some people that are national media have people cover teams that they're not a fan of."
I went here, so I went to LSU. My parents went to LSU. Like I said, my dad's from Norco and went to Destrehan. My mom's from Memphis. We spent time in Memphis before moving to Hattiesburg, and then I chose to go to LSU. My sister went to State, so it's not like everyone in my family went to LSU. But I guess so. Being in media over time, I guess you become less of a fan, if you will. But look, I want them to win because everybody have to spend time around all day. Their emotional stability depends on LSU winning. So yeah, I'd prefer to see them win than lose. But yeah, I went to LSU, so I guess I'm more of a fan of LSU than any other college out there.
Thank you, Shea. That's literally all I wanted people to know. Like, you are a legit fan of LSU. Stephen Young says, "Ask Shea, can you tell us more about the linebacker Shamar Evans?"
Yeah, kid out of, like I said, Ruston. He transferred in from where was he before now? Forest in Mississippi. So Forest, Mississippi, Forest High, the Bearcats. Transfer. A good question. I've not heard of it. It's going to be small. 5,400 people. Scott County. So you're in between Jackson and Meridian on that I-20 corridor.
Okay. All right. I know that area.
But anyhow, leaves there. When you Google Forest, Mississippi, the first image that pops up is just the cemetery. So I'm not sure how much they have going on there, but he makes the move to Ruston, and look, like I said, rich get richer. Boy, that Ruston defense has been pretty damn good without taking kids from other states in that now are the number 1 ranked player in the state going into the year. But he's got, like I said, got an LSU offer, close with Blake Baker. They all went up and watched him in the spring. They've had him down here a bunch for visits. So I think right now you would consider LSU the leader. And it's funny because you'd be like, okay, well, what about where he's from? Like Ole Miss? Well, Ole Miss's staff, by and large, is down here. Yes, not the defensive staff, but Lane and them knew who he was, and they've picked right up on where LSU was already recruiting him when he showed up here. So, yeah, that's one of many names to know at Ruston. Like I said, Powell, the running back, is another that they've offered, but they'll sign 2 this cycle. Maybe they can grab a couple more in that 28 class. And what they have in Andings on the team now, Brew transferred out, but and Ruston's up there. I think Destran probably leads the team in total number of people on the team right now, but at any point in time, it could be Carr, it could be Ogg,
Yes.
it could be Ruston. There's a stretch of Neville in there, Acadiana. So
Karen Crow at one point.
Yeah, no doubt. If you go a little bit further back, Ash has made some waves recently and put a few kids over at LSU. Maybe we can get Westgate back in there for whoever asked in the chat at the beginning.
Shout out Chance, So well, I'm gonna get 3 more, and then we're gonna get you out of here.
No, we're good. Keep it going.
Don't tempt me with a good time. Let's lock this in then. Chance says, how much harder is your job since the portal became a thing?
The portal happens really fast. So it's not like you have to follow a kid for 3 years and then all of a sudden Patrick Surtain at the last second, it's like, oh wait, he's not going to LSU, and it's like everyone's bummed and you don't have the 5 for 5s and all that. But it's not harder in that sense. I think it's just like there was that time. Well, I missed the old signing day February.
Yes.
So we had the bash, that's what I grew up on. Downtown at the River Center. But then
waiting
that
on
went
fax
away
machines to come in.
Oh geez. So that goes away, and the early signing period takes over, and then you could do official visits in the summer, which was never a thing. It was always like right before signing days. So you had kind of all that. January was saved for like the official visits, February signing days. So it does give us something to do in January, but you don't have, I guess the only harder would be like when the season ends. It doesn't end now. You jump right into the portal, but now if you're a playoff team, you're playing through the portal. So it really doesn't matter. I'm already tapped in at work, so might as well keep it going. But this will be interesting to see because, boy, how much they've changed things. And now you've got a head coach who is as synonymous with the portal as any head coach, right? Like in the beginning, it was just like almost like Tyron, like how you would view Tyrann Mathieu. Like in the beginning, you viewed Tyrann like he was special because how is someone that small able to do this?
Right.
Then like that was Lane with quarterbacks. It was like, how are you just going to do this every year as a quarterback? Well, then he goes out. Then with Tyrann, it's just like, how's anybody able to do this? And nobody even remembers anymore that he's 5'10" or whatever.
Right. His size is just irrelevant.
It was just how's anybody able to do what he does? And now with Lane, it's like, yeah, I took 3 quarterbacks and I took 40 something other players when I got here. So he's moved well beyond quarterback whisper in the portal. And what is it? Portal King is maybe he's just now king.
He's a recruiting king now. I'm sorry, he's a recruiting king now. Like the way he's able to move between high school and the portal, and how he was able to lock up a very talented 2026 group right out the gate.
I mean, that was 3 days before, and he flipped a number of kids into the class, including Corey Barber, who at the time the final rankings hadn't come out. So like in the final rankings, he's a 5-star coming out of Alabama. He committed to Ole Miss, but at the time he was a 4-star receiver, and LSU had some receivers committed. Kenny Bell up at Airline, or not? Is it not Kenny Bell?
I know who you're talking about. The one who ended up going to Kentucky.
Yeah,
I can't think of his name.
I don't even know where Kenny Bell. I dug that from. It's about a decade old or more.
I don't know where you dug that from either, but I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Anyhow, just there was so much going on that it got lost in the shuffle. But yeah, so Corey Barber flips. He flipped some other Ole Miss kids, but remember the panic that set in that Richard Anderson and Lamar Brown were like, we made Kenny Darby. There you go. Almost made it. Instead, I went to an old bag of tricks for a Bama receiver ultimately. But yeah, he got here on a Sunday and Wednesday was signing day, and you had your 2 highest ranked kids saying we may not sign and we may wait till February. And it's like, whoa, this is not the start you're looking for. And within 24 hours, he had met with both of them, with Billy Glasscock, the GM, and Bryce Brown signed off on it. The Lamar Brown camp signed off on it by Wednesday. Both were on board with LSU. And I remember at his press conference on signing day in February, I'd asked Lane about what happened in that stretch. And his first response was, could you imagine if we would have had to wait till now to sign them? Like, if they would have been like, no, we aren't signing, and they went another 2 months, they may not even be at LSU. I mean, who knows? So for him, like you said, for him, his ability to just move, I just showed up. Here's my 2 most important commits. They're not sure if they want to be here. They don't even know who the D-line coach is because he hadn't even hired, Sterling Lucas yet. At that time, we just knew Kyle Williams wasn't going to be the D-line coach. And then you ultimately moved Kevin Peoples inside. It was already on staff. But point being, like, there was uncertainty. Like, Blake Baker could have gone to Tulane, like left, all these things. Yeah, and still got him on board. And it's pretty evident from the spring and the summer and into fall camp how important those guys are. They may both be, I wouldn't be shocked if Richard Anderson's starting, but if not, him and Lamar are going to play a lot of football this year and a lot in the next few years. So pretty big deal to not only get those guys, but Deuce Gerald's and all these other kids who could have very easily, in the time you went without a head coach and then hired one a handful of days before signing day, for them to say that they're good and they're on board.
Look, it's something I want to touch on real quick.
And then my man flew to Knoxville to just break up Sam Levitt's visits. He left LSU.
Sleepless in Knoxville, baby.
Tennessee. Now I'm going to Miami. Don't forget, Miami was playing for a natty that week.
Natty.
I mean, just waiting at the airport for him. Like, it's not even my turn. I'm coming back around.
I just want you to know how much I love you. I just want you to know how much we love you, okay? I know you saw me flirting.
Yeah, here. You saw me flirting with the Washington kid. That was
the fling. That was an old.
That's how the women are talking. The women are just talking. See, that's not. It's amazing that he came out looking like he did out of that, because boy, it felt like it wasn't going to go LSU's way for a minute.
Right.
But,
we touched on this for a second though. How would you, from your point of view, how would you fix the calendar in college football?
Oh man, I think that I'm with Kirby. I think Kirby makes some of the better points in all of this. And look, all of them do. I think Kirby's one of your more outspoken ones, but like the whole being in the playoffs through January while the portal's going on does not make any sense. Like, we're about to find that out. If you're in the playoffs, it's like LSU baseball when they went all the way to the World Series and Jay Johnson. The next year, they don't even make the regionals. And he's saying, hey, look, I screwed up because I took the wrong kids in the portal, all this. But again, I couldn't take the right kids in the portal because we were in Omaha when it was all happening. So that the calendar for football in the portal doesn't work for me. I don't hate the idea of kids maybe being able to sign earlier than December if they know where they want to go. And now that NIL is involved and everything else, because I think Kirby brings up another great point. So many states have passed high school NIL. Brewster just goes to Georgia right now to play at Buford because you can get high school NIL. Well, Kirby's saying, if I'm paying this kid whatever every month, and he's committed for 2 years and he bails on me at the last second, I'm not getting any of that money back. So, like, what was that for? I could be using that on somebody else. They've all been outspoken, I think, beyond even calendar-wise, just as we get into NIL and all of this, that there's no cap on agents. You don't even have to be an agent, but in any professional sports league, if you're talking NBA, NFL, it doesn't matter. It's like 2 or 3%. They're taking 25, 30% off some of these kids, these agents, if you will, that sometimes aren't even agents. And that results in a lot of times, this happens way more often than people know. But when the portal's open, I can just call you up, whoever, it doesn't matter. Blake Baker, Charlie Weiss, and say, all right, my guy's going in the portal if we don't get 10 grand tonight. Okay, 10 grand, I make a couple calls, Billy Glasgow will handle it, it'll be done. But for that agent, that's just $3 grand in his pocket with one phone call. Nothing. That's easy. So yes, 10 grand's a lot to everyone anybody that's listening, but these kids are making a lot of money and it's a high stakes business. So 10 grand compared to what maybe they ultimately are going to get is not a ton, but you can finesse the game easily right now. And it's taking advantage of the kids.
Dang, can
The
somebody
kids might
please
not
put
even
me in the
know. The
portal?
parents might not even know. Like, you're just out here. There's a lot of rogue people, if you don't have the best people in, kind of looking out for you in life. And maybe your parents don't even know that, like I said, this is happening. But I think that's another thing that's got to get fixed is if we're going down this road, you've got to put some sort of restrictions on it. If not, that it's going to become more about agents than it is about the actual kid and the players. And I think I just lean more to that, the NIL side of it. How do you clean it up? Like I know college coaches right now are not going to. You're not tripping over DJ Pickett making a bunch of money because guess what? DJ Pickett's going to be making a lot of money for a number of years playing on
For a long
Sundays.
time. All right.
It's the kid that's the eighth corner in your room who's going to be making 100 grand or whatever. And he does that for a couple of years. Well, he's not going to play in the NFL. He's not going to play anywhere professionally of that nature. You're going to be like most of us, and you're going to start out with a job somewhere making 30 grand, 25, 30 grand. And are we educating them on that right now? Are we educating them on mental, not just saving money, but any sort of
The
mental
life
side of
adjustment.
it, the depression that could come with that, anything that could come with that life adjustment, like you said. I think that's what coaches are more worried about than your best player making a lot of money. It's like, cool, he's my best player and he's going to be playing on Sundays anyways, and he deserves it. It's these other kids who make up the back end of my roster that we're paying through rev share and everything else that aren't going to be playing pro ball. And yeah, it's great that they're making money, like awesome, but are we educating them on that right now?
Right. That only lasts for 2-3 years and they can't keep up with that. And that's a hard turn.
Yeah, we're really early in this. So I guess we haven't, gotten to the point where you start to hear the stories about how it doesn't work out, right? Like after the fact. So I think a lot of coaches NIL wise, want to see that, like more education, more oversight, agents getting capped on things. Are there going to be caps for conferences, making it more about rev share, less about NIL? We're a little wild west right now. And I think over time, like anything, will be cyclical and it'll work itself out.
I think so too. I love this question here from Chance Babin. He says LSU's roster is 37% Louisiana kids, which is really low considering.
I don't even. Is it that many? Chance is probably right. I know Chance, so it's going to be right.
So it's 37%. And typically when LSU goes on a run, that number is over 50. Do you think that goes back up after this initial huge portal take from this season, or is this something that we may have to get accustomed to with Lane Kiffin being the head coach?
I think it's something we're going to get accustomed to because he's going to go to the portal every time. He's going to do whatever it takes to make things better. And look, here's where I think things, this is my opinion. Look, they know way more than me, but right now they've got a kid committed at receiver from Pennsylvania, from Florida, from all these places. Like Dontavian Wicks played at Plaquemine, played quarterback, and went to UVA, and he starts for the Packers. Like, you could drive your car around South Louisiana, you get a van, you could scoop up 10 cats who could fill out your receiver room, I promise you. But if you're in win now mode, you're having to go out and get other guys in the portal or maybe, and look, I make the point about the Pennsylvania kid, Cade Cooper. He's actually their most talented receiver that's committed. So I'm not trying to knock him, but Gary Burney at Parkway, I like that ad. Like, go and find the kids that are putting up 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns in Louisiana and kind of hold on to them. And we've seen the hit rate. I mean, it's not just Jets and Malik and those guys, but DJ Chark, Russell Gage. Like, there was a time up until last year, whenever CJ Daniels, 2 years ago, maybe, that it had been like 15 years that the top three receivers at the end of the year weren't from Louisiana, and it was Brandon LaFell's year. So it was 2010 or something? I don't know, a long time ago. But every year it was three kids from Louisiana, and they all went on to play Sundays in the NFL. Even guys like Russell Gage, like they hit their 7 years because they could be gunners or whatever it might be. Like these are athletes. So I'd like to see that number go up because per capita, Louisiana and Mississippi are far and away the safest bets. And when you say, like, often when you view LSU as like, what's one of the best jobs in college football? The built-in talent with no in-state competition for talent is like one of the main points they make. So I don't want to see Lane and them deviate that much from it, but I understand this year when you're having to start from scratch.
You had to make this over.
So
could you imagine what this roster would have been like if you didn't have the portal?
They wouldn't have much. It'd look like the basketball roster. You wouldn't have much for one.
Speaking of the basketball roster, my guy Hal Jubin says, ask Shea off topic, but name the starting five for Will Wade this year. Talk about setting it up.
Nah, I could do it. And I'll steal it from Glenn right about this. I can just take his. But I will say a source very close to the basketball program has never expressed any worry here. And when I recently asked about it, the answer was the fans are running the 100 and I'm running the 400. They done sprinted themselves out of gas. I got a lot left in me. So then got a couple months to figure this one out.
They're running like Usain Bolt. The fans are
not
running
me.
like Usain Bolt, and they're out there running like Forrest.
When he runs that 400 in the 40s, and then everyone will be quiet about it, and we'll see.
Yeah.
But let me see. I know that here we go. All right, Glenn did this the other day. So you got Donovan Dent and Sky Clark. So both of UCLA's guards from a year ago could start for you. Niang, who they haven't announced yet, but he was a draft and stash by the Cavs, went and played overseas, be a forward for you. Center is probably going to be Bryce Desire, who another kid. I mean, he played with Wembanyama on a couple of Team France teams, but he's been playing internationally.
Crazy.
Great rim protector. I'm big into measurables. I always think that says a lot about just the kid's overall athleticism. Like if you're built like a DJ Pickett or you're out here like Stingley jumping 42-inch vert and 10-5 broads and running 4.5s, like you're probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, like that's – and Bryce Desire's like the metrics of all of his testing were up there with some of the better guys in this year's draft. Now, I'm not saying he's that type of player, but 6'11", 7'4" wingspan, rim protector. And then I would give your other starter. Your other starter is going to be Diabate coming from Kentucky, who didn't get run off by Bama. I mean, Nate Oates and them, he was on that team that they made the Final Four or the Elite Eight.
They were deep
2 years ago, and he played a lot. And then he went to Kentucky because Kentucky had given him a big bag as part of that first Mark Pope experiment team. And then he leaves Kentucky to be kind of the cornerstone piece of how things started for Wade. And he'll be your other forward. So you've got five right there. And some more international kids. We see what happens with RJ Luis. You've already got some transfers that are, coming in from different spots. But the things I've seen that all these guys have in common is all of them shoot very, very incredibly high efficiency marks from the floor, notably from three, if you're not talking about the big men. And all of them are very good defenders. So you're looking at a team. Well, yeah, and they're all 24 years old. But yeah, you're looking at a team that, and I don't mean like a Nate Oates type Bama team that just is running down and shooting threes, they'll play in the half court, but this is everyone can score efficiently, and there's not like a Cam Thomas where you're just like giving up somebody on defense. Every one of these guys can play.
This isn't that Tari Easton LSU team that Will Wade
I saw that man foul out within 5 minutes of the game at Florida one time. I mean, I've never seen someone foul somebody. How many feet are on a basketball court?
90.
Man was 85 feet from the basket, picking up every foul. Wasn't sneaking up on nobody either.
On nobody. Peely says, ask Shea, what do you think of Ethan Kimmey? I assumed LSU would give him a look, but it just hasn't happened.
Wonder is kid out of Zachary. I was trying to see what new offers he's gotten lately. He has size. I mean, 6'3", 190. He's got a ton of offers. Spiegelman actually just did an update here. Let's see what he says.
Look at that. There you go. There you go, P. Lee. About to get you a live, fresh update from Sam Spiegelman.
I said that Florida State is one to watch here, but that an in-season decision could be coming. Again, though, A&M offered Arkansas, Kentucky, a lot of SEC, a lot of other teams too, but a lot of SEC offers in there. But at the same time, as he noted, Sam said, keep an eye on Florida State here, who I don't know what their future holds, but boy, they have pressure cooker is on over there right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
take that with a grain of salt. I mean,
I'm guessing keep an eye. 6'3", 190 is good size. Shoot.
Yeah.
If he goes on and puts on a good senior season,
when it comes
right down the road.
When it comes to Lane Kiffin and anything offensive related, I don't care. I trust the coach. Like, he's got a type of receiver that he likes.
Yeah,
apparently
they do, and that's we'll have to get used to it. I think in a way. I don't know if, like, for instance, this year's team, like outside of the young Destrahan kids, and I'm not knocking any of them. I'm just saying, like, none of these dudes are first round picks. None of them are Jamar or Jets or Malik or any of those dudes, but they fit exactly the one role that Lane and Charlie need them to play. And that's just what it is. I mean, what Malik's high school quarterback was eating us alive 2 years ago up in Oxford, playing receiver, putting up 300-something yards on LSU's DBs. So, like you said, I'm not going to doubt them. They'll figure it out. They'll put some guys out there they trust to do their job, and they get it done. So, again, score more than 25 points in a game, which we didn't get to see last year. I'm good then. I'll just be quiet about it.
Exactly. Ant says, actually, I know your take, AP. Can you speak on the other 5-star D lineman set to make a visit soon? Does LSU have a chance, or are they just doing their due diligence by getting him in on a visit? Now, I'll tell you my take. This kid is literally taking – you put up this report a couple weeks ago, and I remember you mentioning it in the On3 boards before as well. I can't remember the kid's name, but I looked at his visitor list before. So whenever y'all put this up, whenever y'all break news on a recruit or a visit, the first thing I can go do is look at the offer list and look at other visits that they have scheduled. This kid's got a visit to almost everybody. Like he busy every Saturday. I don't know how he is free. I don't know what games they play. They must not have no team meetings on Saturday morning. They don't do
no film, no
nothing. Not me. He is going to everybody every weekend. So my thing was, this is just a check this off the box. If he come, he come. If he don't, he don't. But I will leave that to you and let you give us the expert opinion on this. I forgot.
Are we talking about Kellen Hall? Are we talking about for this year or next year?
It's for this year. It's 2027.
Okay. Then it may be Anthony. Is it the other Tech kid, Sweeney?
No, it's not Sweeney. This was recent. Let me see.
Well, we got to get an answer here. Hold on. D-line. Let's see. Not Brewster, obviously. So we're not talking about Brewster.
Kingston Brown.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. Kid out of Carver. Yes, I would say. Yep. Now I'm looking at his visit center. Oh yeah. My man knocked out 19 visits just this offseason. So yeah, he's ready to hit he rested during the 2-month dead period, and he is hitting the road. Uncommitted. No, okay, so he is for 28. Yeah, so this is for next year. So still early, but yeah, 6'3", 270 coming out of Carver. He's going to be pretty highly recruited. Yeah, I'd keep an eye on him. This might be one to watch for. I mean, he's got the who's of everybody on him, but yeah. You know what? I'm going to hit him up and see what he says. Well, that's what we'll do.
I need that type of name. I need that type of name recognition like you. I need to be able to just hit a kid and they just be like, hey, man, yeah,
now let's be real. I'm probably going to have to hit up Chad Simmons. He's the one over in Georgia that's going to get the kids talking. But look, I always think it's tough to beat Georgia for any of those kids. But Georgia's one of those states, they can't keep them all. So LSU's had success there. Let's see. Yeah, Notre Dame's hot on them. Tennessee, A&M, and then Chad said outside of Notre Dame and Tennessee, though, the most buzz might be on Bama and LSU. So actually doesn't talk up Georgia a ton there. So maybe Kirby and them have some work to do. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. But I think for this year, probably if it's not Brewster and if it's not someone that has a big senior year, you're straight. You just kind of move it forward, get to the portal if you need to, and then hold on to the kids you got because you want to bring Deuce and Lamar and Big Rich and all those guys back for another year. So it's kind of where you are right now. But yeah, it's
absolutely
2028 in the Lane Kiffin era. We can only take it one class at a time here.
Yes, literally. Carla Cat says, "Ask Shea any
Carl the
recruits
Cat's in the my man.
Carla Cat is in the Carla Cat.
Oh, I see it. ICD. I see you
guy.
with the whole Natty Trophy, man. Too.
Yeah,
I see it.
Yeah. Carl says, ask Shea any recruits out of West Monroe, out of West Monroe Junior College. I think that's what the JC is standing for.
Let's see who's all on the. Let's see who's got some offers right now, Carl. Shout out Carl, man. That's my
Carl,
guy right there. I've been knowing him for a minute. All right, so in this 20, so guys are going to be seniors, not really, but then, unless we just hadn't max preps or we hadn't filled out the roster a ton, I don't see a lot of guys there have picked up offers here recently. A couple 27s. Here you go. RJ West, 2030. So that would make him a 9th grader. He's already got an LSU offer. There we go. All right, Carl, we got an answer. You want to dip deep into the West Monroe pipeline. RJ West, ranked as an athlete right now, is probably 5'8", 155. He's not even grown yet to know what he could be, but evidently already probably about to be starting for West Monroe if you've already got those kind of offers. But yeah, LSU, Nebraska, some others. Look at Sam. Leave it up to Sam. The only article written about him so far is Sam's. So the kid ran a 10.5 there, non-wind aided 100 and a 6.7 60 meter.
Oh my God!
And then ran 4. I think he plays everything. Projects at running back, but obviously if he's young, so could probably play either side of the ball. Ran a 4.4 at Rivals Camp. And yeah, he's about to be 2030 would make you a freshman, 5'9", 160, yeah. So plenty of time to grow. And LSU was his first offer. So said it's surreal. Been working on it since I was a kid, almost where I want to be, but I've been dreaming about that offer. So North Louisiana, stand up. It ain't just Ruston up there. West Monroe's on the comeback. Here we go. Golly, yeah. A 9th grader running 10.5 and 6.7.
That's ridiculous.
Take it. I'll take it.
That's ridiculous. And he says, AP Akshay about DJ Pickett and PJ Woodland. I've said that PJ Woodland is absolutely on the come up. I know DJ Pickett gets all the love and shine. I mean, he's an alien, 6'5", 200-pound cornerback who's a long arm. He's like the Wimbyana of corners, basically. But PJ Woodland is really damn good. And I think you really have two true man-to-man defensive backs on that defense. What are your thoughts on those two?
I mean, everybody already knows about DJ. We number one player coming out of high school at corner. I was trying to see where he was. There we go. As I said, I'll take actual multi-sport athletes, but also kids who have really good measurables. And I know we did a freaks list once for that year. Mm-hmm. And Pickett was, so going into his senior year of high school was 6'4", 179, 33+ inch arms, 6'8" wing, 9.5 inch hand, ran a 21 200 and ran a 10.5 100. So like that's I think I asked Brian Kelly one time what he thought of DJ Pickett the first time he ever saw him. He was like, that he was the first kid that I've ever seen listed at 6'4" that walked into the building and was actually 6'4", and he's like, "Yep, that'll work." And then I'm a massive PJ Woodland fan. Full disclosure, I graduated high school with PJ's mom. A shout out Tina.
Hey, there we go.
But we were Hattiesburg High grads, man. PJ went to Oak Grove, so we made the move to the bigger school. But looking at that time now, it's been many moons. Obviously, they're up to 7A in Mississippi. He was 7A defensive Gatorade Player of the Year coming out. So like
Mississippi's up to 7A.
Yeah. So he was very, very good coming out of high school already. So he kind of just got drowned out a bit by them having other corners at the time. And then you had Pickett coming in. But I'm a massive Woodland fan. And I think that Corey Raymond played it perfectly last year you knew you had Delane. So just put Pickett and Woodland over on the other side, let them pretty much let Woodland get the reps, let Pickett slowly get more and more. By the end, they were splitting at 50-50. And then you didn't have to hit the portal to go get a starter because those two guys their feet were wet. They had both played plenty. Even if they didn't matter who started, they were both going to play half the game. So,
right.
That 1-2 punch for me is elite. I hate that Anding got hurt because
I know.
You lose some depth there, obviously, that you really like.
I think he was going to start seeing the field towards the latter half of the season. I really feel like that.
I do. I like him a lot, but fortunately at star too, they're not. Baker's going with safeties instead of. Well, look, Harold Perkins should have been a safety, but with Spears there, you don't have to worry about a corner having to play that position. So even if you're lower on maybe proven depth than you'd love, they're not having to get split between another position like star. So yeah, I'll take it. Woodland on one side, Pickett on the other. Let's ride.
Absolutely.
And shout out Pine Belt Woodland, man. We're holding it down.
Shout it out. All right. Sip, I see y'all. Sip representing. Stephen Young says, Shay, I know this isn't about recruiting, but why did the SEC not include MLB in their ban on pro players going to college? Did you notice that in that rules expression that they listed yesterday? They mentioned NFL, NBA, WNBA, but no mention of the MLB.
G League, everything. I guess maybe a part of it was kind of rushing because these kids who were in court cases are largely G League, NBA, NFL kids. It could have to do with they've already, like, even before the 5-for-5, 5-and-5 thing, that they were putting the cap on like 25 years old. So maybe that eliminates some of the the quarterbacks who would go to play pro ball, come back and, be 25 and playing. It can't happen anymore. Von Rosenberg did that. He punted for LSU in the Natty, but he was a guy who went and played MLB ball, came back. I don't know why they wouldn't. Maybe they come back around on that later, but we'll see. Maybe I think this is probably the more pressing thing right now. And I do like that with baseball that they have you've got to stay 3 years already. Like you can't be here one and bounce or whatever it is. If you don't go pro out of high school, you got to wait 3 years. And I think that's how it should be. So they've got that part figured out already. And it doesn't seem, I'm not as big into baseball either, but it doesn't seem that's as big of an issue. It's almost like the kids that are younger are more valued than a kid who's older that didn't make it in the MLB is trying to come back and play at LSU.
Right.
Probably not, dog. Like we got, so all these kids who just turned down the draft, and are coming to play or coming back. So I'm not sure if they'd be as valuable to a team as maybe it would be in basketball or football. But
Absolutely.
Then again, I'm not in the baseball circle, so somebody else could have a better educated guess on that.
Shout out to my guy, T Black. So T Black is one of the coaches on Kennedy's staff, Shay. So you said you're coming out there, and I want you to know, like, it's recorded, T Black watching. He says, I remember Shay with the mullet. That's my guy right there.
We shortened up since then, but yeah, if I gotta grow it back out to get out to JFK, I'll do it. I'll do it. It doesn't take too long.
I can tell you right now, the door is open. You don't need to do that. All you got to do is show up. Al says, actually, will we have trouble getting any of the overseas guys eligible, or is it just Luis?
I think Marcio Santos was another one they were talking about that may have a little bit of trouble. Get it? Yeah, none of those international guys have been announced, but he's one that I think people were saying, is he going to be able to get in or not? And then there was one more. Oh, they had signed a kid from, and I don't think it was Santos, another kid who was going to turn 25 this year, but I think he had done his like Israeli military service, which was required. And there is some rules in there written that if you're coming from somewhere that requires you to do a year in the military, that you do get that extra year added. So they'd have to fight that. But the other kids should all be good. Like they never signed with an NBA team. They never, they've been overseas. I mean, look, Illinois just went to a Final Four with their whole team was kids from overseas. So like we're really in like I'm not even talking about Stojakovic. He was coming from Cal or wherever. I'm talking about they were coming with some real overseas cats. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Everyone took these kids this year. It wasn't just Will Wade. So there's going to be a lot of teams hurting if they try to really come down on them. So I think that if you're not getting in, it's probably because you're going to be 25 or you've already exhausted some sort of like an RJ Luis where you haven't played in the G League, but you went through the draft. And even if you didn't get drafted, you did sign with the team, which these rules, at least how they laid them out this week, where if you sign with the G League team, that's it. And we'll see. But like those guys are going to go back to court again next week. So we'll see how it plays out. But
we'll see.
Yeah. So I would, outside of Luis, which we knew would be the biggest uphill climb, Santos is one to watch. And then the other kid, his name slips my mind. But then again, I'm having to learn all these kids' names. We didn't know who any of these players were before, unless you were deep into, FIBA and any sort of international basketball. You wouldn't know any of these kids.
If you were, you're sicko. That's a whole nother level of dedication to the game.
You and Texas Tech's quarterback can kick it at night and bet on anything y'all want. If y'all are watching FIBA, y'all are too deep for me.
Oh man, great pull, sir. Uncle Randy Jones is in the chat. He asks Shea, what do you think as a recruiting guru are the chances that Easton Royal flips? So what's your RPM at on Easton?
I'll go above 50%. I mean, I guess I don't have to if there's more than two teams involved and Florida's involved, but I don't think he's going to Florida. So I'll put it above 50% that LSU's ahead of Texas by December and that he flips.
Bet.
I am banking on Lane and them producing a good team with a good offense that creates some buzz that makes it a little bit more exciting for Easton than it was during the Brian Kelly era. Like we said, that 2019 team, Easton was 10 years old. Like that was the last time LSU had real buzz around it. So if they can produce some of that this year, I'm not asking for 15-0.
Well,
but
no, I'm not going to say 2019 was the last time we had buzz. 2022 and 23 did happen.
Okay, yes. You just were so bad on defense that you wasted away a Heisman winner.
We had Matt House. Like it will never be lost on me the fact that I was in the stadium when Jaden Daniels won the Heisman against Florida. I was there.
I mean, he was gliding on the field that game.
There was no ground underneath his feet.
No, the last time I saw someone run like that at quarterback, I was there when Cam Newton was dragging PP7 and them all over the field, and like, what? Like, no one on this field can touch this kid. And that's how Jaden was at Florida game. It felt like it's like watching Easton Royal film. Like, go put on his junior film. It looks like he's not even running or even trying, and nobody can touch him. Like, that's how Jaden was that game.
Right. No, absolutely. My guy Nick in the chat. So just to let you know, Nick, my producer, he's a Florida fan. So now, mind you, he was born and raised in Baton Rouge. So,
well, funny enough, when I've asked for comps for Pop Houston, like who does he compare to? Maybe multiple people evaluators have said Chris Leak. I'll take a Chris Leak.
I think Chris Leak.
And here's to take it even a step further. Chris Leak went to high school. I don't think they ever lost a game. The quarterback after him was Joe Cox, who's LSU's tight ends coach now. Obviously went to Georgia, played at Georgia. But so they had to run a Chris Leak to Joe Cox, which you'll take if you're a high school. JFK will take that. Y'all got some Chris Leaks to Joe Cox's. You'll rock right through a Florida and Georgia quarterback.
Look, we got some nice quarterbacks on this rock. I'm telling you, Shea, you just got to come to practice.
They're sleeping on them. All right. I'm trying to see the toys. That's it.
Come see the toys. Look at him. Shout out to Shea with the knowledge. Get out of here.
On the ones and twos got me.
Peely says, ask Shea, non-football question. What are your hobbies? You're always busy, but what do you do in your free time?
I can't go with my family and stuff. I would like hobby wise. I guess a hobby would be my bike. I ride my bike like 30 miles a day every morning. So before the sun rises, road bike. So yeah, I guess that'd be my hobby. Do it before everyone gets up. But
so what time
don't run me off River Road. About 5.
That's not too bad. I'm up about 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
No, I sleep about like 1. I want y'all to know, like I text Shea just randomly one night and Sunday night at like 9, and he responded immediately.
Yeah, you can ride like if you drive down to like Park at Sunshine Bridge, ride down. You can cross the river about Lutcher, come back up, and that's a nice ride.
Oh yeah, that is a nice ride. Chance Babin says, actually, speaking of Hattiesburg, how hurt were you when Tristan Keys flipped? I was gonna ask
all the way,
too.
man, all the way.
I was gonna ask that too. Was that really an NIL play?
I think it was Adidas played a big role in that. I mean, he ended up at an Adidas school and he'd signed a high school NIL deal with Adidas. But yeah, I mean, I think that Tennessee really wanted him and they did a good job recruiting him. So, hey, look, there's always the portal. We'll see if he doesn't come back around one day. But yeah, I was bummed because I wanted to see a Hattiesburg High kid on the team. But I'll settle for an Oak Grove kid and PJ Woodland for now.
Yeah, we got that. So Tiger Mark asked, and we'll start wrapping this up with you, Shay, because I mean we're going 90 minutes, and like I said, you tempt me with a good time. I'm gonna keep going. Tiger Mark says, actually, does he have a prediction on this year's team? In his eyes, is LSU a playoff contender this year in year 1 under Lane?
Well, no 9-3 team, I don't think, right? SEC has gotten into the playoffs yet.
None.
And Vegas set it at 8.5. And when we did this last year, it was around that. And we all laughed and said it was free money. And then Brian Kelly got fired and they barely went 500. Now I think this team's way better. But one thing Brian Kelly would say that I totally agree with is it is so hard to win now in the SEC. And like you used to look at the schedule when it came out and you'd look at the West and be like, all right, State, Ole Miss. Oh, we get to play Vandy. Like, there's 4 or 5, Arkansas, boom, clean all those up, done. Like, you aren't rolling over any of those teams anymore. So you open with Clemson. It's not your typical Dabo team, but you better win. Like, September will tell us everything. You're coming out with Clemson, at Ole Miss, and then come back to A&M, who just took over the stadium and got your coach fired a year ago.
Thank you.
So, I mean, that first month of the season, you can't be stumbling. And you're having to do that at a time where you're putting it all together with a new offensive staff, new head coach, new special teams coordinator, 40-something new dudes, a bunch of new starters, new O-line, new quarterback that didn't even play with the team until fall camp in an actual practice structured setting, I should say. So I'd like to think that they can get to 9. I think 9-3 would be a really good season for them. I mean, because look, you might be banged up at the end of the year and Texas is rolling in. Like, there ain't no rest for the weary here. I mean, by the time November rolls around, Bama, like, they could be clicking.
Could be peaking.
You know what I mean? Like, they've got things figured out by then with Keelan Russell or whatever it might be. So it ain't easy. But again, that's why you went out and got Lane. I mean, what he did at Ole Miss is incredible. They had won 10 games there one time since the Johnny Vaught era, probably, and that was when Eli tripped and fell and they didn't win the West, the SEC in 03, I guess it was. So, yeah, I mean, we did it 10 wins 3 or 4 times. They didn't do that with
Man,
Hugh Freeze, and they were cheating. They were openly cheating at the time, and they didn't win 10
literally.
games. So,
Literally.
yeah, what he was able to do there is unbelievable. So, yeah, if I'm Verge or the powers that be, everyone wanted Lane. I got him. Here he is. Let's go. So I think Lane's being honest though when he says like the whole like we're trying to figure it out in year 1, but we'll get it rolling year 2 and 3. But nobody wants to hear it. Not with the amount of money they spent on the roster and just being excited. But I'd say a 9-3 season would be impressive, and I think with their schedule, it warrants getting them into the playoff.
I think
would be my 2 cents.
I'm being honest.
If they go 10-2, that's unbelievable, and if they go anything better than that, that's crazy.
I think that this team literally can go 10-2.
It's wild.
I really do. And I think it's more of a hotter start than what people are anticipating. And what it is, this team's defense is going to be far better than what it was last year. And the fact that it has an offense that can truly complement it is what's going to push it over the top.
It came out of my eyes here in the chat. Anthony was saying too. I mean, Stanky took them to 9 conference games too. So now you've lost another buy a win, however you want to call it.
You're right.
Yeah, and we're forgetting this is a team. Look, it's a completely different team. But not only did they have to fire the coach, they were playing Western Kentucky last year, and it was a 1-score game in the 4th quarter. Like, if you're going 10-2 off of that, that's an impressive turnaround.
Yes. Shout out to Chance says the courts will help determine our record.
Yeah, true. That's in multiple sports.
That is a factual statement. Hal Jordan asks, 9-3, who are your losses?
I think they'll lose one of the September games. I think at Auburn is always tricky. I don't even need to know their roster to know that.
Yep.
And then Texas is like, if I were just to pick a November game, like let's pick one in each of the months. So give me Ole Miss over in Texas, maybe. I think they could beat any of those teams, but I'm just saying.
Talk about a dichotomy: 11-1, and then 8-4.
Chuck,
like talk about a split.
Chuck is not playing games.
No, Chuck is all in. So I'm with you on the Auburn game. I honestly think that Auburn at 11:30, coming off of the literal 7-game slate in a row that you're playing, can really be a tough sell. I truly feel that game is going to be the game that they get clipped. I think, honestly, and I'm not even concerned about the Texas game, as long as we're healthy. That's really the thing that...
Yeah, see, that's the other thing is when we're talking about a game, the second to last game of the year, Texas is. Yeah. Like you don't know if Texas is healthy or you're healthy. That's right. One of those things. But one thing I will say that I was very impressed with, and the strength and conditioning staff they have now, which for Savage is a great last name for your head strength and conditioning coordinator. But they were at State, then they were at Ole Miss, and everyone I've talked to said they just get it. And like Ole Miss played 15 games last year. Go turn on the film for games 14 and 15. Ain't nobody got their hands on their heads or holding their knee. It looked in shape. So yes. I think injuries, yes, are one thing, but I think this is a team that's going to be built for all 12 regular season games and beyond. They put in some serious work. Jordan Seaton doesn't just look like that because he's got good work ethic. My boy, they put him through it.
You know what stood out to me, Shea? And this is what really sold me on the confidence of where I was with this team. It wasn't this past Monday when we were up there for the press. It was the last Monday after they did their scrimmage. How Lane came into the press room and he said, we played 170 plays in the scrimmage. And then today we made them go through an extended series of drives without substitutions. And while we're out there for those periods, as you know, it's only like 2 to 3 periods that we're out there. they weren't sharp. They were sloppy. They were tired. You had guys with bandages wrapped around their legs. You had guys that could barely move, but the focus, the effort never slipped. While the execution wasn't as clean as we were used to seeing, they still were dialed in. And that's what was stood out to me. Like you're telling me, I'm seeing it on practice that y'all look sloppy, y'all look tired, y'all are fatigued. And then we step into a conference and yeah, we ran 170 plays. Oh well, damn, that's why they look beat to hell in this. And then we went long periods again today. So you are literally preparing them in more ways to handle these types of situations. And that level of thinking, that level of processing in the middle of August when it's 110 degrees on that field is really what has me at like, yeah, 10-2 is it. Because of the coach. Like the coaching, the conditioning, the strength and conditioning program that you set, and then the level of talent. Like while every position group isn't deep, every other team in the SEC isn't deep either.
No, it's impossible to be deep, I think, relative to what it used to be at LSU or Georgia or Bama. Like you can't stack five and 4-star talent just up at every position. So yes, I think that's a fact. And to speak to your talking about run ahead, this is how they run 170 plays. I mean, he led us into most of spring. We could watch full practice. They don't ever they wouldn't run a play. You screw it up and you say, all right, well, let's coach that moment up. Nope, that's for the film room. Next play, next play, next play, next play, next play. And they'll run the previous play up on a board. So like if you're on the sideline, you can see what happened and maybe where you messed up and get some coaching. But they're moving so fast that it's always like 3 plays behind. But I'd asked Lane about that. And he said, look, that's an adjustment for coaches. Like Blake Baker and them are not used to us. They're used to, we run a play at practice. We stop. The defense talks. The offense talks. Here's what we saw. Nope, that's film room talk now.
Yep.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And I think there's mental reps. And the more you get, I mean, look, if you're getting 30, 40 extra reps a day, and you stack that across 15 practices, and you do that again in the fall, you're in much better conditioning-wise, shape-wise than you would have been. Then you toss in full summer workout slate. I mean, they spend more time with those guys, strength conditioning, than anyone. So I do. The one thing that I think that it doesn't get talked about much because, like nobody really cares all that much about strength conditioning when we can talk about 40 portal players or Lane Kiffin or all that. But come November, and if you make the playoffs, this is a team I think that will not look like drained to the point where, man, they just didn't have the legs anymore. We had talent. We didn't have the legs. That won't be an issue.
That's kind of, like that was like the MO for the last 4 seasons. When we got to November, it just looked like we're running through mud. It just looked so sluggish.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't good football at all. Unc says my man Tiger niggas about to hop aboard the Lane train and no longer live and die with the Gators. The Gators are destined to be part-time hobby top side team type of thing. So look, and shout out to Stephen Young. Y'all just know AP reading some of these comments. I am. I'm literally going through them trying not to bust out laughing. So y'all are definitely keeping it up. I'm keeping up with y'all in the chat for sure. Shea, once again, thank you. I hope I didn't keep you from your dinner with your parents. Did y'all go?
No, I fitted in before, so we're straight.
Where'd y'all go for dinner?
We just cooked at the house. So
What'd y'all cook?
We're good.
What'd y'all cook?
Oh, she had some meatloaf in there on the crock pot, a little pork roast on the crock pot, some mashed potatoes, green beans, chilling. Nothing big.
I gotta come grab a plate. I gotta come grab a plate, dog.
Mom will take care of it. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
We were good, but time flies. I had fun. I enjoyed everyone in the chat. This is good. I'm glad we finally did this. So we'll make it a more regular thing.
Shout out to Braden Fahoko. What's going on, my guy? Braden says Shea owes me a beer. Playoff win at minimum. Is that a crazy axe this year? That's my brother right there. So Shea, we gotta get you a beer so you get that man his beer. He's a natty
I'll get-
champion.
He deserves it. Yeah, and look, I'm not running up on Braden. If he asks me for a beer, I'm buying it. Trust me. We are in different weight classes, my man. I don't think that's actually probably been one of the more debated things. Like they should make the playoffs, is what people are saying. So then, like, is a win good enough? Like, would you be happy if you're an LSU fan if they made the playoffs, or if they made it and got a win?
I'd be happy. I mean, so the expectation is for me is for LSU to be playing a home playoff game, not just.
Then Braden's answer would be yes, they'd get a win. They would win at home in Tiger Stadium against a team that you presume to be like the Ole Miss Tulane game a year ago.
Yes. So
so I'll rock with that.
No, so and that's why people are saying just get in. Because if you're getting in 9 times out of 10, you're going to win the first one anyway. So that's literally good enough for this for me in this season. And plus, I need to feel a home playoff game in Tiger Stadium.
That'd be crazy. We've seen Saints games there before, but not. Yeah, we need a playoff game.
We need a home playoff game in Death Valley. I think Baton Rouge would have to shut down like a snowstorm took place.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
Oh man, and Fahoko, Shea, the love from the family. I appreciate that, man. Miss Linda, Pop, everybody out in Hawaii, wherever everybody's at right now. I hope everybody's well. Yeah, Sam and VJ and all them. The Fahokos instantly became LSU fan favorites as a family.
Absolutely, man.
Doesn't happen a ton where the fan base knows all of your brothers' names and mom and dad, but.
And then call a cat in the background while they're doing the haka behind the barricade.
Of course he is. Carl's in there somewhere, so yeah, he's about to make himself felt.
Of course Carl is there, man. Carl's like the LSU Where's Waldo. Like, Carl
100%. 100%.
Every iconic moment surrounding LSU, Carl is somewhere around. That's my guy, man.
Yeah, we were talking about Texas Tech D lineman. I forget Braden was a Texas Tech D lineman before.
Yes,
before LSU. So
we flipped.
That was the portal before the portal. Back when you had to sit out a year and all that.
Yep, my dog was Scout Team Defensive Lineman of the Year for 2018.
Says 17, 18. Yeah. Time flies.
18. He had to sit out that year. He transferred in 17, had to sit out 18, and then played in 19.
Time flies.
Time does.
But yeah, shout out to all the Fahokos, everybody out on the West Coast into the islands.
So, Shea, once again, this will not be the last time.
Bet.
Thank you so much. Look, I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to grow this thing out to where On Three gotta bring me on board, man. So put in a good word for me. You know what I'm saying?
I'll keep putting a good word to you.
Put some seasoning up on that on three stripe. You know?
Yeah, and we'll throw the YouTube video on the board. Let everybody get a watch of it.
Do it. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, man. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the league, man. Thank you so much, Shea. We're gonna get you out of here. Shout out to everybody in the chat for engaging with Shea and all those fire questions y'all have for tonight. Before you go, Franco Nation got one more question for you. How does Shea stay awake? I still believe he doesn't sleep.
Just thinking about having to ride the bike that long at 5 a.m. so that you just don't ruminate all night and then just stay awake. And it's okay.
Man, Shea,
I would say sleep in the off season, but there is none. So
there is no off season. There's no off season. There's no off season. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm serious about you coming out to practice. Football season starts on Friday.
No,
jamborees.
We're gonna make this happen.
Yeah, we're gonna make this.
No problem at all.
We're gonna make it a day. We're gonna go to a nice lunch in the city. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna hang out and then we're gonna hit this practice up, man. So
check out what the toys are about then. I'm gonna come see.
Absolutely. Oh, wait. Tiger Marks has one thing. Had to come back and ask a question about the mug Trey Green is putting on holding number.
Yeah, that was old school, like Ruben Randall Rivals profile photo, where you just dead serious.
Just dead. And what's funny in the video, he's like hard down cheesing.
Yeah,
he's walking up to get it.
I think my man Gus, probably the photographer, caught him in that one moment where he wasn't smiling.
But
And
no,
just
he did
got
it
wrong.
twice. He did it side by side with Witt, and then they took another picture with Leonard in the middle, and he put the same face right back on.
He might have thought Witt was going for the hard look, so he went with it. And then Witt's out there cheesing, and now all of a sudden Trudez looks like he's the one. But two well-deserving number 7s, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. This is the first
Two
time
ballers.
This is the first time in LSU history that they've issued the number 7 at the same time to two new players on both sides of the ball, and couldn't find two more deserving players to have that honor for on this team. So it's definitely well deserved.
And a team that had a coaching change that took 40+ portal players. Both these guys signed with LSU out of high school. I mean, both top 100 players coming out of Oconee County, and Zachary, the Feliciana. That was the final year. Let's go ahead and give Feliciana some credit for the years before we traded.
Yeah, that is true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, well deserving. And shout out Braylon Moore, 18. So you get another patch on the jersey for the O lineman there. But
last time that happened, we know what happened.
Big Will?
No, 18 was Lloyd Cushenberry.
Will was 7. Will was 7.
Lloyd Cushenberry, 19. Lloyd Cushenberry, that's 2019, baby. That was a natty year. And that was a center too. I'm just saying. And this is a 7-year. Maybe it's all, numerals mean something if you're into numerology, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. No, that was not 2024 when they both were issued, though. Campbell had already had number 7 going into 24.
I would have got that wrong. I thought he was right. I thought that was 24.
No, so Campbell had his sophomore year.
Yep, Anthony Saints. I appreciate the love there.
So thank y'all. Thank you so much, Shay. Seriously, thank you so much.
I appreciate you having me, AP, for real.
No, I appreciate you for coming on. Like I've been sliding in your DMs since my son was a freshman in car, trying to ask you about the recruiting questions. And
you should have You should have led with. I got Richard Anderson here on the side.
I was trying. So look. I'm gonna tell you something funny. I'm gonna tell you. Wait. I'm gonna reveal something to you right now. Okay. So do you remember back in the day? Not even back in the day. This was not this past spring, but last year when Jakeem Stewart was at St. Aug, and Matt had you on one Tuesday. And he asked you about Jakeem Stewart potentially transferring from St. Aug. And you were like, I haven't heard anything about that. Matt asked you that question because I told him that.
Did he? But he didn't did he go to Carr?
Did. He transferred to Carr. I knew about that in March. He couldn't play.
That's right.
Because they were trying to do it during the spring. What ended up happening was they had to wait till the summer. He went through all the spring, went through the summer, and then popped off and left right before the Jamboree.
Yeah, and I got to own up. I called it out at the time. I said, I don't think he'll be an instant impact guy because I don't think skipping your senior year and being out of football for that long is
not just your senior year. He didn't play his junior year. He graduated a year early.
That's right. He reclassified. So I just felt like, all right, that's a lot of football not to be playing. And freshman year, he was throwing kids around out at USC. I was wrong.
But when they make him like that, that's a freak nature athlete. But
he's good.
So I was trying to share some information with you, but you never returned my DM. So I had to kind of backdoor my way in, and then Matt didn't shout me out or anything. So
it's one time I went and covered Eric Reed and that whole crew when they were probably about to be juniors down in New Orleans at some camp, and one of the AUG coaches had come up and he was like, man, I'm telling you, Shay, he's in 9th grade, but he's better than everybody out here. And I'm like, so he ain't got no offers. And he points at his kid's smaller than I am. I'm like, all right. Did a little interview with him. I never even wrote the story. And of course it was Tyron. So trust me, I'm trying to learn my lesson here, AP.
What?
I mean, it was young. He was small at the time. I was focused on the bigger boys. This is how you learn lessons over the day. Tell Now, when I speak to classes and stuff, I always tell them you got to show love to everybody because you don't know who could be on the come up. But
What? You
you know,
gotta be kidding me. Are you
whoops.
crazy? That's so and I'm not even mad at you
Like
for missing that because
Jarvis, Freak, all them guys were out there. So
I'm
I
not
was a little
even
younger.
I'm not even mad at missing you for that. At you missing that. Like but to think that
And
he
that's a
was
true
on,
story.
oh man. That could have been the start of an ESPN 30 for 30.
Well, I've told Tyron that story and he doesn't hate me, so we're good. Everybody made it out. We're good.
Man, Shea, go get you some rest, man. Share the YouTube on the board. I absolutely appreciate it. And like I said, man, whenever y'all want some soul on all three, come hit me up. I'll be here waiting.
Appreciate it again, AP. Thank you very much. Everybody in the chat, shout out Nick. I got love for you. Don't let them hate on you because of the Gators. You do your thing
I'm about
out
to kick
there.
him
So
out. I'm about to don't see. That's why.
this is
That's why I was about to
wild
kick him
right
out because
there, Nick.
yeah,
Don't.
exactly. Like we're not even like you don't encourage this, Shay. Don't it? That's why the people can't see him. That's exactly why. That's
Mm-mm-mm.
exactly why.
Well,
We're keeping that up.
I hope you have a good night, Nick. You have a good night, everybody in the chat. Everybody has a great week, and yeah, football's almost here, so let's get it.
10 days, baby. We're here.
Lock
We're
in.
here. We're here. And look,
All
Cam
right.
says now ban Nick. All
Nah,
right.
kicking him out. I'm banning him. Damn, y'all are killing him.
No, they love Nick, man.
And stay trolling him.
They do, man. They love Nick. All right, Shay, we appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, brother.
It's all love. I appreciate AP.
Later. Man, talk about a hell of a time. This was legitimately a dream come true to have Shea Dixon on this show. I have been dying, working, praying to have Shea, and to be able to get Shea and then have him like give us 2 hours of his time, bruh. Like I'm full. Yes, like literally, my heart is full. Like my brain is full. I'm telling y'all now, like we talked and it was, we're planning on like 30 to 45 minutes for him to open up the door and give us 2 hours and right, it's almost 2:15, almost 10:15 right now. And like and man, this is whew. I truly hope, and I'm sorry I couldn't get to every single comment in the chat. Y'all are literally popping off. I'm gonna try to get to a couple of them here because y'all were right. I was reading them and trying not to laugh. It was absolutely hilarious. Um, y'all were on it, man. Like, thank y'all so much. And then for Braden to pop in here real quick was absolutely amazing too. Uh, yeah, Shay is always on top of things, man. Was on TV entirely too damn much. Says, uh, yes, Todd. Thank you, Shay. Don't be a stranger. Absolutely. Braden hit that like and share for sure. Definitely. Uncle's bigging up Brayton for Hoko. Man, look, I'm this was great, man. Just get in year one. Any more is laying at for the playoffs. And Brayton can get your dad at the playoff game if it's in Death Valley. Everybody misses those Hakas. Franco Nation said bribery AP. Look, I gotta work, man. You got a network, baby. Got a network. Uncle Braden, you and your dad are off the chain. And my man Carla Cat was rocking the Glenn Dorsey 72 jersey, getting crunk on the front row. And yeah, Cloud, he did. That was a really good show today. Uh then says Shay's a vampire. Look, y'all, this is amazing, man. Tiger Mark says, man, I'm telling you, AP, I know the feeling. I met all those guys before, but now that my guy has past things are so different. Life is so funny. Life is funny. And says, you started from the bottom and we are here. Man, look, we ain't here yet, Ant. We still got a long way to go. I'm not I'm not I'm not lost at what we've accomplished, right? But I'm also not lost at what's in front of me either. I leave those old videos from when I first started up on this YouTube channel up there for a reason because it reminds me of where I was, but most importantly, where I am. And I'm going to always be where my feet are, but I'm always let my eyes guide me. But I'm always follow the Lord first. So we not here. We damn sure on our way. And that's for all of us. Like this is massive for all of us. So thank you all, man. Thank y'all so much. Uh and says AP hats off, massive show and congrats. Congrats, we love Nick. We just give him a hard time. Absolutely. Franco says, moving on up, AP. Congrats, brother. You and Nick deserve it. Y'all put in a lot of work. Keep going. I hope I can get there. We all getting there. Trust me. I said it from the beginning. Breaking through I'm breaking through the doors and I'm busting them so far wide open that all of us can go through. Unc says day one, my man Tiger Nick brought the energy and the big smile. AP told Unc you were gonna be perfect before you ever pulled up, and boy was he ever right. Try to tell y'all, I'll be having an eye for what it needs to be. And says you part of on 3 and BR on 247. That's what's up. That would be great if that actually happens, but like Steph Curry with the ball in his hand, shooters gotta shoot. I'm gonna shoot. The good book says a closed mouth don't get fed, and knock, and the door shall be open. So I'm knocking. So we gonna see what happens. Tiger Mark says 10 days away, Lane gonna silence his critics, and then says, "Yes, sir, great mindset. That's the only way I know how to be." Love y'all, chat. Nick says, "So happy to be here." Absolutely. Nick, I just want to add you up right quick before we shut this thing down. Thank you, bro. Night was amazing, man. And I hope that you enjoyed it. This was
Bro, this is somebody
literally
like that. Somebody like that being from 24/7 going to on 3 and only wanting to sign on for say 30 to 45 and being with us for an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. Bro, everything that dude says he means with confidence, whether it be in agreement or not. Like for him to tap into everyone that pulled through in the chat and have the answer or not have the answer, bro. Like, I know you know, and I know most people in this chat understand how much that dude means to not only LSU, but to where we are trying to get in reference to being more relevant than we already are. Bro, Shea
yeah,
got
bro.
it, bro. And like it this is big for not I could see your face the entire time and I know everybody else can in this chat. We love y'all, bro. Like we don't do this without y'all. And this is something that me and Ant have dreamed of for a long time and Ant built this foundation and we are now laying the groundwork. We're still 2 weeks out of real football. Like we get football this weekend, but we don't get real football until next weekend. And we're already here. Like, bro, I'm so excited. Like, Florida could go 6-6, and I'm so excited. Like, I want to see. Everybody says it's LSU against the world. Everyone's so mad at LSU for what they've tried to create for college football. No.
Right.
I want to see Lane. I honestly want to see Lane go 10-2 and make the playoff. And look, even if he don't win the national championship, if he makes the playoff with a Brian Kelly team that won 3 SEC games last year, if he makes the playoff with this team,
bro, when I tell you, I am sitting up here emotional because
Bro,
this
I
is
I got teared up. I got teared up
like,
during Shay talking. I like there were two moments tonight where y'all couldn't see me live, where I honestly got like
like,
choked up. I had to leave off screen to go like gather myself.
like, this was a dream come true. Like, I remember,
Shay's a dog, dude. Shay's a dog.
I remember when Shay followed me on Twitter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
remember that moment,
yeah,
and I remember just like, hey man, love to get you on the pod. He was like, yeah, man, whenever, just let me know. Like, this was like January, and I was
yeah.
just like, damn, like that'd be fire if I could actually get him, but I never thought I'd get
Like
Shea
Stephen Young
Dixon on
just
my
said,
podcast.
dude, Shay's a dog. Shay is a
Shay is
dog.
a dog, bro.
Like
Like,
that's a good
well,
dude to have it not only in your corner, but to have someone support you in such a real manner. Like he's got it, bro. Exactly, exactly.
no, I was answering Hal's asking what's my Twitter handle. Hell, you follow?
Right
I
there,
followed you, Hal.
right
Yeah,
there,
it's right there, right
right
next to
there,
my name at
right there,
AJP413.
right there. Like, bro, if and I'm for real. Like everyone in this chat, I know we didn't get to everybody tonight, but like the fact that y'all engage with each other and with us the same time that this is going on, like we're gonna do our best the whole time to make sure you guys are heard. We've said it before, we'll say it again every day. You guys are the reason that we do this, and we want to make it about y'all. There are going to be times where we don't hear or see every single comment, but know that me and AP both see it. Like, whether it's
Is
flashing
Damian
on the screen or
Shaklin about to
not.
return to LSU? I just hold on. So I'm
No,
sorry.
Shaklin ain't coming back.
Well, I mean, he posted on Instagram a story. Well, of course, sharing, what we should trade as on number 7. And he posted a photo of himself in LSU's uniform with
So
him
Pyron's
literally.
coming back too. Like y'all just gonna get everybody.
Yeah, I mean, but he's the song that's playing in the clip is YBT Fat, I'm Back. So I
If he
don't know.
posted
Not to
Webby,
cut you
I'd
off.
believe it.
I mean, he's also from Tennessee, so I'm pretty sure it would
Yeah,
go well with
he might be singing Rocky Top at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And
No,
after
he
what, he could
can't
go
transfer
seven and
yet, but
five or 8-4.
yeah. But
Tennessee gonna screw
no,
it up. They'll find a
but
way.
no, man. Like you were
Bobby
saying,
Hill
like
got it going on.
everybody in this chat, man, I can't tell y'all so much how much I can't express to y'all the amount of affection that I have for each and every one of y'all. I say I
No,
love y'all, I mean it. Like,
I mean, like, and it's a good number of y'all. You know who you are. Like, we could sit here and name every single one of you. You know who you are. You're here consistently on a nightly basis, and asking questions and giving insight and actually caring. Like, it's more than a handful of y'all. You know who you are. Chance, Stephen Young. Yeah, I can go. I can keep going. Bayou, Bayou Babin. Like we can go on and on. Y'all are here every night.
P. Lee, even though you're late.
P. Lee, brother, the king, P. Lee.
Hold on, don't go too far now.
I'm gonna give Cam the. I'm gonna give Cam the
Chance.
crown before I give P. Lee the crown.
Chance. Chance, all y'all, like seriously, not to leave
Oh yeah, for real,
Dakota, Jamie, Unk,
for real.
like all y'all,
Uh,
seriously, all of
oh
y'all
yeah.
in this chat,
Oh,
man,
it's
and
it's
all of
it's a
the
daily
people who are
thing, bro.
coming
But it's
along, man. Like we see y'all in this chat. We, I am telling y'all right now, I am proud to say just how much, Tiger Mark, you too. I'm proud to say just how much we engage with this chat. It is the purpose.
Franco, dude, Franco
I-
too, bro. Franco,
yes.
y'all took over the chat so hard on Jacques Duche so that he didn't even know how to respond.
Yes. He'd never seen
Like
it before.
Jacques has been a goat for a long time for me and Ant and anyone else that is from Baton Rouge or has listened to Baton Rouge radio. Like Jacques has been a goat for a long time. Y'all took over so much that Jacques couldn't even keep up.
Yep. So this is absolutely amazing.
It's
Like,
a
thank y'all.
beautiful thing. Jamie, you too. Jamie, we see you.
We
We
see you,
love you.
Tita Jamie. Thank you so much.
Ooh,
Like I can't.
tonight was big. Tonight was big. Tonight meant a lot. Like, I'm honestly emotional. Like
Yeah. Like,
being from the
uh,
boot and being on the other end of the country, if you will, from the Gulf to the Atlantic. Like, this means the world, bro.
yeah. This is a dream
And
come
we
true.
get real football in 2 weeks. We're gonna say 4 days, but we get it in a week and a half. We
Cameron, no
get it on
underage
Saturday,
drinking.
but
No underage drinking, Cameron. No
you
underage
still
drinking,
beat
Cameron.
Clemson by 30. I don't care what they
Yeah.
say.
No,
It could be Clemson against everybody, or
no.
Everybody wants to see LSU lose because of all this shit going on. Sorry to cuss, but
Can't. Yeah. No. I call you. I don't think. I forgot how old you told me you were the other night.
you
I
all
will
like us.
report you.
You all like us.
I will report you. I will report you. Jamie says, I'm an hour ahead. Jamie's on that East Coast time like you, Nick. She's
Me
she's
too.
holding it down. She's
Me
holding it
too.
down at Chapel Hill for us. Like, I'm serious, man. Like, I cannot tell y'all just how much you see. Yeah, there you go, doxing yourself again. I wasn't gonna out
Yeah.
you. Hit dogs holler. I wasn't gonna out you
Right.
again. I remember. But thank you for
Cam
telling me your birthday.
Cam funny on a short note, bro. Cam be chiming in on the at the
He be
perfect
throwing
time.
little darts.
He does, bro.
He does. It's
Like
perfect,
he
man.
does. He throws his little dart when he can. We see you,
No,
Cam.
seriously. Like, seriously, man. Like, this is absolutely a dream come true. And the fact that this happened, like all this has happened this fast is just, it's got I'm not gonna sit up here and say it's unbelievable. I know it's believable because I praise God every day. Like he does miracles. And this is a miracle. This is something that I'm not um I didn't think that I'd be having these types of conversations, meeting these types of
Right,
people, having this
right,
type of interview, and
right.
to have Shay, like, y'all know how I am about people in their time. To have Shea Dixon, who is literally one of the busiest people on this planet,
Yeah.
spend 2 hours of his night in the
When he
middle of the
signed off at
week.
30 minutes and stayed an hour and a half later.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro, that's big.
man, bro,
Bro,
it's huge.
I jumped in at 6,000 followers. Everything that you and Toy have done, I jumped in and it was right at 6K. Damn near doubled that in the time that I've done it. That has nothing to do with me. This is everything to do with you and everything that you've done with the people on the right side of this screen. And for them to welcome me the way they've accepted you, I know how much it means to me. I can only imagine how much it means to you. But this is special. Like, wait till football hits and like we're doing what we're doing. Thank you, D. Will. Thank you. It's people like
That's
y'all, bro.
yes.
Like, it's people like y'all. Like,
Did you finally read D Will's comment?
dude, bro, I've been reading them all night long. Every one of them gets some little tidbits of these shoes. I don't wear shoes because of y'all now, dude. I live on the beach now, and I go around barefoot everywhere.
Absolutely. Shades of meaning of people.
He is,
Like,
bro. We can't thank y'all enough, man. Like, I can speak for Ant in a way we can't thank y'all enough, man. Like, this is honestly something we dreamed of this a long time ago, and like Ant has said, you know, we went our separate paths for a minute, but we still remain true to us. Ant, you built this, bruh.
Look, this is proof of concept. So
Thank you. If you love NOLA, it will love you back. To have the GOAT say that in the Hall of Fame and damn near cry because of saying it. And Ant, you, bro, I tell people all the time, there's no place like New Orleans. You can talk all the mess you want to talk about New Orleans. There's no place like New Orleans.
absolutely. Look,
And you're
y'all
born and
crushed
raised
it
there.
tonight.
You got it tatted on your arm, bro. Like, there's no
Yep.
place like New Orleans.
Y'all held it down tonight. Shout out to y'all. Big ups to the chat. I gotta drop a bomb for y'all because y'all are absolutely amazing. Y'all absolutely killed it.
Y'all are,
Like,
man.
thank y'all
Y'all
so
are,
much.
y'all are
Y'all are
insane. Y'all give me a job. Y'all are so great that you actually give me another job.
shout out. I know. Look, I am.
You know what? You're spoiled. You're
I am.
spoiled.
Spoiled.
I am.
Spoiled.
I am. I'm spoiled by y'all. I know for a fact that nobody has a chat better than ours. And that's
No.
because of each and every one of you. Also,
Yep.
shout out to Jay Addison again, giving another membership.
We saw you,
Shout
J-Ad. We
out.
saw you.
Shout out to you, Jay Addison. Thank you, whether you're here or not. Thank you so much for doing that.
At Cam,
And
I agree.
also,
Total dumbass.
congratulations to Carla Cat being the one to get the membership. Carl, now you've just opened yourself up to the most addictive membership on YouTube right now. Plain and simple. I'm letting you know. All of the members only content is very addictive. Super fire. Like, I'll tell y'all right now. What my next members only tease is gonna be. We're gonna break down why Deuce Jarrells is your next Aaron Donald.
He's a dog, bro.
So shout out Franco Nation. Franco said the membership videos are so good. I'm telling y'all, it's worth it, man. It's $5, and I'm pouring
It's
my
worth it.
heart into these things. Like,
It's worth
and
it.
just wait till the season comes and watch what y'all get on these. I'm telling y'all, we cooking with fish grease in these things. So thank y'all so much. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Stay subbed up. Stay in the membership. Only and remember, every person that joins up until September 5th at 6:30 p.m. is going to get 20% off on the merch store when that launches here in a couple weeks. And we got a whole new logo that we're gonna be putting on some merch. After y'all want to see it, I'm gonna show it to y'all. I'm gonna show it to y'all before we
show
close
it
out
to
the
him.
show.
Show it to him, bro.
I'm gonna show it to y'all before we close out the show
Show me my theme music.
because it is fire. Let me pull it up here. This thing is smoke, dog. I'll be doing my thing with these. I really do.
I see you I see you on.
And says, gentlemen and ladies, Stephen Young. Oh, dang, yeah. I'm a member of several. This one is the best. Thank you so much. Franco Nation says, I'm going broke, but y'all worth it. Thank you so much. And it says, I second that, Stephen Young. Yeah, thank you so much, bro. I'm trying to tell you, I want to make sure that this is something that's, fair for all of y'all, but also very affordable. Check this out. New logo coming to shirts next. Wow, there it is. Tangent Takeover shirts coming too. So that's the Tangent Takeover shirt is coming. This is going to be our secondary logo. You're going to see being used on promotional material. Definitely putting that on the shirt soon. Shout out to my wife for being the inspiration behind this logo, and wanting me to redesign it after coming up with the clocket design. She was like, you know what, you need to use that some more. So I took that inspiration. I wanted to make sure I cleaned it up. I see the purple and notice how the purple dots the eye. That's all I'm saying. Pay attention to the details, man. Man, look. Woo, brother. Man, look.
The headphones, the highlight, bro.
It hit, man. It hit. Definitely.
God bless Toya, dude. God bless Toya.
My wife, dog. My wife, bro.
She a real one, bro. She a real one.
My wife, man. So I came up with the design. She tweaked it, and then
I can remember sitting in parasols when I first met Toya, and I looked at you, and I actually said, "Bro, I'm afraid." I know you remember that conversation. I know you remember it. You introduced me to her, and I said, "Bro, I'm actually afraid."
I'm actually afraid.
She
not
meant
only do
so
I
much to me.
I can see it. I'm back in parasols.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
2 tables.
And look. Zoe. It was just Zoe. And you saw the look on my face. I just gave you eyes. I said,
"Yep."
Oh.
I just cracked a smile.
That's all you did. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. Firecracker po' boy, man. Parasols, sitting next to her.
Sounds like we need to make another parasols run.
We do. I'm coming soon. Don't you worry.
I'm just saying, streets be talking.
I'm coming soon.
Streets be talking. Streets be talking. B. Reese says, "Man, it would be funny if Lane ends up somehow winning the champ. Man, that would break the internet. Unplug it. Unplug it." AP, you and David dropping that shirt. Which shirt you talking about? I had a lot of shirt ideas that I've let slip lately because I've been a little busy. Unc legendary status, bro. Give credit to Carl, a cat. He warmed them up. Steve Young says that's fire. Steve Young says I want that shirt. I got you a clocket shirt getting ready to get mailed out too. I had to go pick it up so I could press it. Dakota says that's fire. Franco Nation says timeouts and tangents. The live chat matters. Timeouts and tangents. Attention span is the size of a grain of rice. That is true too. Super fire. D Chap love the grain of rice analogy. The member is fire. The member is fire, but most importantly, consistent, and it's gonna stay consistent. My wife is a graphic designer, and I just showed it to her. She said it's great. Tell her I said thank you. Tell her I said absolutely, like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. At B. Reese, it could happen, and B. Reese says, at Unc, I hope so. Look, y'all, 2 hours and 22 minutes tonight, and look, tomorrow night, you know what it's hitting for. The best leadoff hitter we could possibly have for our call-in show, 8:15 prompt tomorrow night. The one and only, the Baton Rouge legend himself, Mr. Buddy Sanji.
I can't wait, dude.
Bro, I'm telling you right now.
I can't wait.
Budman is going to be on one.
Buddy's a legend, dude. Buddy is a legend.
Buddy is going to be on one. Buddy's going to be on one. I cannot wait for y'all to hear Buddy raw and uncut. Burr. Buddy has become a fast friend, a mentor, an absolute treasure. Like the things that he's done for me in this short amount of time has been nothing short of phenomenal. Like, to be underneath Buddy's wing, man, I'm so grateful, so honored. And then to have him come even though I gotta call him and hold the phone up to the microphone, Buddy wants to be on. I'm doing that for Buddy.
And it's because of his right side right here, bro. It's because of his right side right
Yep,
here.
yep, 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 yep.
It's because of
Cannot
y'all.
wait. Cannot wait for y'all to have fun with Buddy tomorrow. And then y'all call in. Y'all make sure y'all hit the link. Remember, this is it. This is gonna be our last Thursday, our last weekday call-in show. It's it.
Yep.
This is our dress rehearsal.
That means we made it. We made it,
We've
bro.
made
Football
it.
is back.
This is a celebratory call-in show. So
Football is
last one
back.
we gotta do one. Last time we gotta do one before we kick off our post-game show. And oh, what a raucous event that's gonna be. I'm telling y'all right now, by the end of the season, we're gonna have the most popular
50,
post-game show.
50, 50,
We're gonna have the most
50.
popular post-game show because of y'all, because of the interactions that y'all are about to have. So if y'all want people to come have some fun, share their thoughts on LSU, mad, sad, glad, or pissed off, but still keeping it clean. We can slip in the curse word here or there, but we're gonna keep this show clean and professional. And we're gonna be respectful, right? Like if another if another fan comes in from,
Look at Franco with the
we gonna
family.
fire. I'm starring that. That's so fire. What a pull. What a pull, Franco.
Family.
Family. You're such a poser.
Uh,
Um,
I'm so glad he's gone.
yeah. God.
Bye bye.
Toodles. That lonely ass dinner at Superior you had on your last day, sir.
With that
Get out of here.
salsa. Ugh.
Oh. But man, that's because of y'all. So, we gonna troll, we gonna talk trash, we gonna give them the Ducky treatment, we gonna give them the Bruno treatment like we did, but we gonna keep it real and we gonna have fun and push and keep it moving, man. Stevie says, AP, you need to get Lynn Rollins on the show for the start of baseball season. You have plenty of time to plan. Oh, I'm working on baseball stuff. Excuse me. I'm working on some baseball stuff. Don't worry. Like one
Bro,
one thing I've
football just the
learned
start.
about Baton Rouge is once you get in with football, it opens up the rest of the doors to the kingdom. Like, let's handle this season and watch what happens with not just baseball. Don't skip over basketball either. I am
Nope.
working on getting the general.
Not now, dude. Basketball, they're loaded.
I'm working on getting the general. I was told I had to wait until his roster is final. We're basically there. So we might be having the presence of the general here soon, y'all. Just keep your prayers up. That would be massive. So Steven says, "What a national championship." B. Reed says, to win a championship with the glorified expansion team would definitely be impressive. I mean, that'd be beyond impressive.
Right.
Hal says, Carl, check your messages. Carl, check your messages. Scott, killing it, bro. Fantastic future here for you guys. Thank you so much, Scott. Carl says, bro. See y'all tomorrow. God bless all my to all my new family. I love you, Franco. No Ole Miss fans allowed. No, let them come. Let them come get cooked. Bro, family sucked. Franco, see you tomorrow. God bless. Put it on the shirt. Oh, we are. Had to have fun at start of an amazing era and ride. Absolutely. Most importantly, no throwing shoes.
They love this. They love this shoe talk, right?
They love the shoe talk, dog. They love the
They
shoe
love
talk,
the
dog.
shoe talk.
They love the shoe talk, dog.
Marco Wilson has ruined my life
Forever. Forever.
forever.
Yes. Yes, Hal, I do. Yes. Yes, Hal, I do. Right now. Like, what? Message me, Hal. Yes, I do. All the time. I'm not turning down no help. Yes. We don't toss shoes, says Franco. Look at Franco looking out for my dog. Okay. Gotta stop. I'll keep going.
Yeah,
Nick,
he'll keep going.
I'll give you Florida winning basketball if we winning in football and baseball, says
You
Stephen
will.
Young.
You might
Man
win
says, I
both.
don't see the shirt. David posted it, and I told him to put the clocket on it. Posted it. Now put the shirt. What shirt? I know what shirt you're talking about. Yeah. You know what? Let's let the court stuff settle. I know what you're talking about. Chance says, Hal is Mr. Basketball. Hal, my guy. Like, look out for your boy, my guy. Like, get me in the door. Okay? Like, hell, we can have RJ Luis come on here and defend himself. At least you can laugh about it. Yeah, at least, he doesn't, at least Nick doesn't get uptight about it. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm telling you right now, for like the first 18 months, instant depression. He didn't even want to tie his own shoes.
No.
Didn't even want to tie his own shoes.
You didn't have to do that.
But I did.
I still don't. My birthday, bro. My birthday.
Right. Can we talk about the A&M hypocrisy? What did they do? Did they get a player out the NFL too?
They tried.
Screw 8-4. I don't care. I don't even want to talk about them right now. Honestly, I don't even want to talk about this mess with the NFL right now. I had so much fun talking to Shea and not talking about that. We didn't even get to that. And I'm so glad that we didn't even bring that up. Steven, y'all said they added a pro after the SEC. I told y'all this wasn't over. Nick is a national treasure. I do the same. Turn my sorrows into jokes. Yep. Steven on basketball. Ant says, Hal, are you media? Maybe. Joe Schwartz on the women's coaching staff is a good guest. I would love to talk with Joe Schwartz. He is a really good guest. I've seen him do interviews. He is a really good guest. Look, y'all, it's been 2.5. All right. It's still a school night. We got to get on out of here. Still got some things to do. Nick, you got any final words you want for the people?
I just want to say thank you. That's it. Like, I know there are times where we can't get to each and every single comment, but know that we see y'all, and having guests like Shea tonight and what we're going to do further, it is because of you guys. You guys come in every single night. You give Ant you give him his podium. We thank y'all so much. We're a week and a half away from real football. Yes, we get football on Saturday, but we're a week and a half away. And I'm so excited to see where this goes from there. The first post-game show is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. Bro, I'm so excited. Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
You think calling shows are fun now? Let's see what happens after LSU beats Clemson by 50.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm kind of more excited for the call-in show than I am for the damn game. That's what I'm saying.
The actual game, I'm more excited to see what y'all have to say. Like, as a Florida fan, representing an LSU podcast, y'all have given me so much more excitement and love for football.
Yeah.
Bro, thank y'all.
You haven't been
like, that's all I want to say is thank you. You haven't been able
to smile this much in August in a long, long time.
I know. Look at my face, dude. Look at my face. And when I talk to you at this point in the season, like, I don't even want to watch football.
Right, you're like, oh, I don't know how to.
I got wrinkles in my face because of smiling so much. Like, no, I'm so excited. Damn everything that is going against Lane Kiffin, and you can shoot your shot at LSU right now because everyone is fearing LSU right now. They not only fear Lane, they fear Will, they fear Mulkey, they fear everyone, and Jay Johnson too. Like, yep. LSU has 4 head coaches that every other university wished they had in their program. Scared money don't make money, like Billy Napier used to say.
He must have been
LSU making that money, and they're about to scare a lot of people.
That is facts. That is facts. All right, Nick signing off. Let me go ahead and close out the show. Ant says, AP, will you be on with Mike Detillier post game Saints? No, I'm gonna be on some of the Locked On Saints post games. And if they're not doing one, I'm gonna do a quick post. If I'm not on with them, I'll do a quick post game after the Saints. God, they better stay healthy. They better stay healthy. Did y'all see what the governor said? He nailed it, in my opinion. I haven't seen what he said, but I saw that $100 billion investment in Vermilion Parish. $100 billion with the B.
Vermilion Parish at that.
It's just wetlands. It's just
Bro, what is in Vermilion Parish?
marsh.
No hate on Vermilion because I love y'all
None.
because you're home and your family. But like, what is there?
Marsh, and some gators.
$100 million to ducks?
No, not million, billion with a B.
No.
Billion. $100 billion. Yes, Stephen. 100 billion invested into Vermilion Parish.
They say that I'm crazy.
The rest of the SEC is just jealous of Lane. Absolutely. Chance says Abbeville. Yeah, Abbeville is there. That's true. Yes, we can welcome reasonable Florida fans to the fam, believe it or not. Franco says, that's what we Louisiana or Cajuns do. LSU needs a little love from Elon. Yeah, they got to be a little kickback down to Baton Rouge off that, man. We got to get a little something back off that. Vermilion Parish has more money than Oregon with Nike. They could buy Oregon and Nike with $100 billion. Like, that's ridiculous. That's sick. All right, let's get on out of here. Nick, thank you again. Stay behind. To the rest of y'all, thank y'all so much for tonight. Absolutely amazing. Shea Dixon, thank you so much for all that you have done, sir. You are absolutely the GOAT. To anybody else out there, if y'all have any prayer requests, please leave them in the chat. I thank y'all so much for the support and the love. Tomorrow night, like I said, call-in show. Buddy Sanji will lead us off. Gonna be an amazing show tomorrow. Talk about closing out the week with two strong shows, man. It's gonna be hard to top next week, that's for sure. Jesus Christ. Ann says Nick should feel a home, nothing but Gators. Sarkeesian and Lanning. Beery says Sarkeesian and Lanning should be under the most pressure to get to the championship this year. They really should. Steven says, love y'all, and I have a prayer. What's your prayer request, Steven? Let me know what it is. Good night, everyone, and God bless. Go Tigers. Let me know what your prayer request is, Steven. This definitely gonna be a fun show tomorrow. And then next week, we getting a game week, baby. But I didn't even have time at all this week to talk any Clemson talk, So Franco Nation says, pray I have to go see a neurosurgeon because I failed my neuro test badly. Okay. Definitely gonna write that down. Let me pull up. D Will, thank you, man. I'm sorry that you hit the gas a little too hard and got stuck in a chair, but at least you enjoyed what you were able to hear. So I definitely thank you for that, man. Franco. Gotcha. Franco. Oh, all right, Big Virginia. I see ya. Sorry for the silence. Oh, Virginia is her name. I thought she was going to Virginia. Okay. Gotcha. All right. I thought she was going off to Virginia. That's huge, man. First of all, congratulations to you and to her. into her mom and y'all family. Pre-med, let's go. Congrats. My cousin's an OBGYN. She actually went through Spelman and Meharry for for her medical college, for a bachelor's and for her medical college. She went to Meharry. So that's massive, man. Proud of you, man. You should be a proud dad, man. That's big. That's big accomplishments. Let's go ahead and get this prayer in. Sinuses have been acting up with me all week. She's going to UAB. Big, big, big. Most gracious and Heavenly Father, we come before you, dear God, just to say thank you. We thank you for everything that you've been able to accomplish through us today, Father, for all the blessings that you've provided for us throughout the course of this day, dear God. And seeing to it that we're able to get back to this show one more time and interact and fellowship with each other, God. Thank you so much for these opportunities, Father. We thank you for bringing Shea Dixon on and sharing his insightful wisdom, knowledge, and expertise in the fields that he has of covering LSU from not just recruiting, but just in life in general and just being a wonderful person. Father, we thank you right now for all the friends and family that we have in this group of people supporting the show. So, Father, I come before you asking on behalf of our family right now for two members specifically, dear God, that you touch and bless our guy Franco as he's preparing to go see a neurosurgeon because he has some struggles with the neurologist. As he goes to see a neuroscientist, as he struggled with the neurology test today, Father, we're asking that you heal his body and you provide the doctors with the insights that they need to give him the healing and wise judgment that they need to provide him with the insight that he needs to have to be able to heal and also live a strong, peaceful life, God. Surround him with the support, Father, from family and friends so that way he can be able to gain strength and move forward through life and be a beacon for your kingdom, dear God. And let your will be done so that way your name can get the glory, honor, and praise that it so rightfully deserves. And God, we also come on behalf of our brother Stephen. As his daughter's preparing to go off to UAB, Father, we know the distance that it can cause, the stress that can be caused from distances of children from their parents, dear God, and being in environments for the first time away from family and out of controlled situations, that fear of not being able to protect your child because they're no longer under your roof, dear God, or not being able to ensure that they're doing the things and having the right mindset to be mature enough and hanging around the right people because they're not there physically for you to check up on. So God, I ask right now that you give Virginia the strength to lean on you and to trust in you, dear God, that you will guide her to the places and people that she needs to be around, and that you will always have a hedge of protection around her at all places, that you will provide the angels around her to watch her every move, even when she's sleeping, to protect her from all hurt, harm, and danger, dear God, and that you will bring peace upon her, dear God, and in those moments of trials and tribulations where she may not know the proper information, that you bring sound wisdom and sound judgment upon her so she can prepare herself for whatever test, homework, assignments that she may have, dear God. And then you bring the right people around her, Father, to encourage her to keep going through those difficult moments and give the professors the right attitudes to instruct her properly so she can further her career and be used in a mighty way to bring glory into your name, dear God. And then back at home, I ask that you give her parents peace of mind, knowing that it's you that is with her, Father, and and reassure them that they raised their daughter right, and knowing that she's following in your footsteps, dear God, and knowing that no matter what she may do, what she may not do, that it's always you that's going to be there, and that they need to get to her, that you're going to provide them with the means to do so, Father. So we lift up Virginia and her family. We lift up Franco and his situation unto your hands right now, Father, and knowing that that your everlasting love and arms are always going to be around these two. And we ask that you shower them with blessings upon blessings right now in these moments, Father. And we thank you for all that you have done, but most importantly for everything that you're about to do. And it's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Sorry for the long prayer, but want to make sure that y'all got that. Thank y'all so much, man. Tomorrow is absolutely going to be an amazing show. Going to be a fun show. Sorry if you hear the fatigue in my voice. It's definitely been a long day. Sorry for clearing my throat. But we're going to have a fun time tomorrow. Buddy Sanji's kicking us off tomorrow, and it's going to be a wonderful time because y'all are calling in. So love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for all the support that y'all are providing. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the new subscribers that are coming our way. You guys are the difference. So do me 3 quick favors as you're leaving. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And make sure to turn your notifications on because I might randomly just pop up on your screen in the morning and you don't want to miss it. Don't want to miss anything. Thank y'all so much for all the support that y'all have given me over this time. And thank you for being as consistent as I am. And to my beautiful wife, thank you, baby. I love you and wouldn't be able to do any of this without you. You are my backbone. You are the show's backbone. You are everything that I need you to be. You're amazing. I love you and I appreciate you. All right, y'all. We are out. Y'all are goated. So goated. Love y'all so much, man. Get to these last little chats as we are on our way out of here. Thank y'all so much again. And to my beautiful wife, I love you, baby. See y'all tomorrow.